people. Police also say speed appears to have been a factor. Indiana Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith trying to clear the air about a recent post that got some pushback from Republicans and residents that has also since been deleted, relating to a meeting he had with Haitian pastors.
That post was just totally misconstrued and taken out of context, and people started saying, "Oh, you're a radical leftist because you want open borders." I'm like, go back and look at my record. I've been very clear, and I've stood strong, and nothing's changed.
Beckwith, a guest on the Hammer and Nigel show Tuesday, he said 40,000 Haitian refugees are already in the state, and they came in under previous administrations. The McCordsville Police Department says they were called to Geist Montessori Academy Tuesday afternoon for a report that a student had made threats. It's unclear the nature of the alleged threats, but officers detained the student and said the situation is still under investigation. McCordsville police added that there is not an active threat to the school, but they will increase their presence there out of an abundance of caution. The statewide average for gas today, $3.20 per gallon, according to Gas Buddy. That's up 6 cents compared to yesterday. The cheapest gas in the state is in Evansville at $3.12 a gallon. In Indianapolis, it's $3.19. The Indiana Fever closing out the WNBA regular season on a strong note, an 83-72 win over the Minnesota Lynx, the best team in the league. That game Tuesday night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, head coach Stephanie White.
Early in that first quarter, I thought we were disruptive. I thought we did a good job of making them take tough shots. We did a good job of making everything difficult. There were ebbs and flows of that.
The Fever currently sit 7th in the WNBA standings, but we'll have to wait until after tonight's remaining games in the league to see who they'll face in the playoffs, which begin on Sunday. With a check of traffic, good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Jared? Looking at the north side, that's still finally cleared on eastbound 465 after Michigan Road. And traffic is cleared out eastbound. Now, northbound 465 is still jammed up after 79th up to 865, but you should be on your way before too long now that the stall is gone. Northbound 465 on the east side, slow 72 Penn Pike, and south side, 6-minute delay on northbound 65. That's Keystone to the south split. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay,
Ooh,
deep
high
breath.
Five. High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
This hour is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters.
Now the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Sunny and warm heading into the afternoon. Today's high 83. Mostly clear skies. We are quiet and comfortable. No problems overnight, a low of 58. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. It's 9:06. Kendall and Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Oh, no.
What's wrong? Don't start like that.
Oh, no.
Start with, oh, yes.
Oh, man.
What? What's going on over there?
Well, this is the last way I wanted to begin our show today.
Is it?
I've been dreading this for the past 24 hours, Casey. I mean, it's been eating at me. I knew we were going to have to begin our show today with my least favorite part of every show.
Oh, is it bringing you down?
Well, where I've got to for those, it's Kendall and Casey show, by the way. I'm Rob. That's Casey. And longtime listeners know this. We have new people in all the time. My least favorite part of every program, I dread it when I know it's coming, is where I've got to come on these very powerful airwaves that can be heard from Illinois to Ohio and all points in between, and I've got to tell the audience how completely and utterly right I was about something.
You did it again. Happens at least once a show, doesn't it?
And in this case, once again, we were spot on, and this time it is about former Public Safety Secretary serving in the governor's cabinet, Jennifer Ruth Green. We told you, we told you from the very beginning. We told you on Monday, we said, so reset all of this real quick. Most people know by now, but Jennifer Ruth Green is a failed congressional candidate. For some reason, always lifted up by the party as some sort of rising star, despite being a complete loser. And despite losing her run for Congress, was then given a cushy inexplicably was given a $275,000 cushy government job by the governor in his cabinet as the director of public safety. And then abruptly on Friday, despite just being in that role for, a couple months, she decided that she was going to quit. No announcement why, no reason given, not some promotion, not serving humanity in some capacity, just I'm out. And we as the BS meter went up because nobody just voluntarily gives up a $275,000 cushy, powerful government job, especially someone whose life seems to evolve around politics and government. And we said, something seems very wrong here, Casey.
Wrong. Yeah.
And we came out on Monday and told you that. And then I got a call from several birdies in and around the State House, and they said, you over the target. She was voluntold, you out of here.
Yeah.
And she was voluntold, you out of here, because one, she's brutally incompetent, and two, allegedly, there was a mass amount of things coming out or being alleged about the office, and an investigation had ensued, and they told her, time for you to go, lady. What is it? The PETA level? The pain in the backside level had crossed the threshold.
Yeah.
And so we came on these very powerful. I was also told, and this is very important, I said multiple other media outlets have this. They're looking into it. If you want to be first, you better go. And they were rock solid sources. And I knew that other media outlets were looking into it. And I said, they'll fill in the details. And, there's nothing better than being first and being right. So I said, here's what's going on. And come the Indiana Capitol Chronicle yesterday, Casey, we were not only first, we were right. She's a total sleazebag, allegedly.
So Jennifer Ruth Green, she recently resigned as Indiana's public safety secretary, and now she is the subject of a pending state ethics investigation.
Yes, so according to the Capitol Chronicle, and full credit to them, they did a phenomenal job writing a huge expose on this, which you can read for yourself, about the downfall of Jennifer Ruth Green and her cushy $275,000 government job. I'll just read part of this. We don't ever want to be, accused of misconstruing the information, right? A remediation agreement signed in July shows Jennifer Ruth Green was already the subject of an inspector general investigation into alleged misuse of state resources and workplace misconduct before her sudden resignation as Indiana's public safety secretary last week.
So, remediation agreement, that's another way of saying a performance improvement plan, a PIP,
It means they knew.
Yeah.
It means Braun and his staff knew of what we're about to talk about. They apparently felt there was enough smoke there that on their own they went to her and said, you will do A, B, and C to knock this crap off. And, according to the Capitol Chronicle, she admitted to some of these things.
6-page document. It was signed back in July.
Yes, so that's July. We're in the middle of August now. So that means Braun, because when Braun, let her go is a strong phrase, when she resigned on her own, Braun basically made it sound like she was some great member of the team, that she did a phenomenal job, that they're, glad she was there. Well, now we got a major problem, Casey, and, our little nickname for the governor is Governor Dementia Patient, because we've caught him in several instances in which the statements he made appeared not to align with the facts or actions on the ground. And this appears to be another one. And we never accused the governor of straight out lying repeatedly to the people of the state of Indiana. But this appears to be another one because he apparently knew and took action on this all the way back in July. So for a month and a half, they knew about this.
Yeah, but his statement said that he wanted to thank her for her service and that he wished her the best of luck in her next endeavor.
And remember then what was her response?
They went to part as friends.
Yeah, her response was to put a photo out of herself in her military garb and try to make it look like she was going to some, military thing that was going to keep her away. And the Capitol Chronicle stepped in and was like, that's regular National Guard duty. She could be gone for a week, 2 at the most. It was already scheduled stuff. No way. That's not it. All right, so here is what the Capitol Chronicle says is in these documents. Are you ready for this, Casey?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Among the allegations against Green are claims that she used state vehicles and travel cards for personal and political purposes, and that she directed state employees to assist with those activities during work hours. Oh, but it gets better.
Yes.
Additional accusations center around inappropriate workplace conduct, ranging from, quote, conversations with employees about personal relationships, intimate objects, or sexual activities, to, quote, uninvited touching of employees and retaliation.
She also promoted her book and her brand during work time using state resources. She also held political meetings and fundraisers in her state office, and she asked her staff to perform personal errands, including driving her family.
So we're going to spend the day on a victory lap here because we were right again. We did the time, we did the research, we second source, we did all these things. We got it right, we got it first. But what you need to remember is this is the sort of person when you say, oh, we got to redistrict, we got to get more Republicans. This is the person they want. This is their golden child. When you're all for rigging the maps to help the Republicans, this is the person the type of person that you're in favor of them rigging for. Is this really going to make your life better if this person is in the Congress? Having this person in Washington, is that really going to make your life better? Just keep that at the forefront of your thoughts now when you continue to hear about redistricting, about redrawing these maps. This is the golden girl of the Republican Party. They loved her. They elevated her. They put her in this cushy position. These are the sort of people they want. These are the sort of people they'll recruit. These are the sort of people they're going to try to elevate to put in the Congress. Is it really giving up your integrity and the honesty and the decency of our election system to elevate someone like this?
Now, Green has denied most of the allegations, the state official said in the agreement, although she did admit to limited personal use of state vehicles and also having a financial relationship with an employee. And she did not disclose that conflict of interest.
So I think more is going to come out about this. We'll get into this throughout the course of the program today. But
how do you imagine that conversation went with Mike Braun?
Well, I think
the governor's got a cabinet member who is.
I would guess that she didn't have it with Braun. I would guess she had it with
Josh Kelly.
I don't know who, but somebody voluntold her. You're done, and you'll decide how you go out. But it does speak to the arrogance of these people, right? That they don't think it's going to come out. Like they always think they can get away with it. It's like a Scooby-Doo episode. I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids. And in this case, the meddling kids are Capitol Chronicle, Kendall and Casey, the media, right, who are digging, who have sources. But they tried to cover it up. It's blatantly obvious what they tried to do here, up and in through her leaving the state itself. And that's your government, and that's your governor, and that's the people around him.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the Morning News, weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Kids back in school and out of your hair? Now it's time to take care of yours. Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has an offer that will help give you the softest hair, skin, and nails, plus give life to your appliances and fixtures. Yes, we're talking about water softeners. For the month of September, Hope will give you $500 off the purchase of a water softener plus carbon filter. So give yourself the gift of soft water and call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
I will never forget the day we found out my brother needed a heart transplant. Sure, you hear about people needing an organ sometimes, but it doesn't feel real until you're the one waiting. I tell you, we're just thankful. God answered our prayers. But my brother wouldn't be alive today without that transplant. That's why I signed up to be an organ donor at the BMV, because I want to be the answer to someone else's prayers.
Sign up to be an organ donor. Say yes the next time you're at the BMV.
At Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, we're here to support you every way we can. From answering your questions to helping coordinate appointments.
The whole team has been phenomenal there. They've made me feel like I'm a family member. I get hugs every time I go in. It's been such a blessing that the great care I've received has been so close to home.
Learn more about Community MD Anderson at ecommunity.com/cancer.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The Suburban Indie Home and Outdoor Living Show.
September 19th through 21st at Grand Park.
Shop, compare, and save with over 200 trusted experts.
Tickets are $7 at suburbanindieshows.com.
Fall is in full swing at Sundown Gardens. Locally grown mums and pumpkins plus fall annuals and decor. 186th Street, Spring Mill Road in Westfield. It's sundowngardens.com.
Okay, remember yesterday we had that conversation about the decline of capitalism, support for capitalism?
Yes.
You're about to read a list that I think is going to reveal some of why that may be happening.
Did you see that John Fetterman came out and said that Democrats were morons who are embracing socialism? Kevin, do you have that clip? Yeah.
I literally was in a former communist nation. And I asked that. I said, some people in my party, some of the lefties are talking about socialism now. What do you think? He's like, that's the worst thing ever. You're going to need a reality check if you ever adopt any of those things. You know, like you are morons.
Okay, the problem, though, is, and he's right about socialism, of course. The problem is we claim to have a capitalistic society. We really don't. The government is heavily involved in everything. And it is much more a crony capitalism in which the government picks winners and losers and takes your money to pick the winners and losers. I mean, and you can't just say it's Washington, D.C. It's certainly Indiana. See the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, in which your money is your hard-earned money as a middle-class person is taken from you, and it's given to a shadow government, quasi-government entity where you can't get a lot of information out of them, and they give it to some of the most powerful corporations in the world. See, I just experienced this. The HarperCollins building coming to Brownsburg.
Project Tahoe.
Yeah, and I asked, hey, can you guys tell me how much of my money is going to HarperCollins? No.
Why not?
Right, exactly.
You don't get to know.
So we don't really have a capitalistic society where that's the problem. The government is picking winners and losers. The government is taking money from poor and middle class people and further elevating elites and enhancing their fortunes. And people see this and they say, this isn't working for me. And the problem is we tell them this is capitalism. We tell them what the government is doing, what our society is doing is capitalism. So it's only natural if they feel the system's rigged, which it is, rigged against them, which it is, they're going to have a negative opinion about capitalism because they're told that's what this is.
Okay, so Forbes came out with their 400 richest Americans. It's a new list. Guess who's on top? Richest person.
Elon Musk.
Yep, for the 4th consecutive year.
What's the number?
The number for Elon Musk, $428 billion.
Okay, so
he's the first person to ever exceed $400 billion on the Forbes list.
Okay, so this is people see this. They'll see these numbers and they will say, hey, and they're not people that are radical leftists. They're not people that are, extremists. But it's a natural human instinct to say, hey, well, I don't mind people being wealthy. I get up and work hard every day. I punch the clock. I raise my kids. I contribute to society. I coach Little League. I do all the things. And I'm kind of struggling to pay my mortgage or my medical bills or stay afloat, much less get ahead. And while I don't think it's right that some guy is worth $428 billion and I'm trying to live life the right way and I can't even pay the basics.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not a guy that thinks there should be limits on wealth, but Elon Musk has utilized the government to enhance his wealth. He is what we just described to you, and people see that, and they know that. That is not capitalism when people use the government to enhance their wealth, or the government favors somebody and helps enhance their wealth. And so no one should be surprised that there is a decline of support for capitalism when they're told this is what capitalism is. 9
of the top 10 richest people all made their fortune in technology. And the combined wealth of the top 400 Americans hit a record $6.6 trillion. That's up over $1 trillion from last year. So it not only is it there, it's growing. It's growing exponentially. $1 trillion.
Yeah, look, you look at the history of the world. Revolutions happen. Governments get toppled, overthrown, etc., when people feel a sense of hopelessness. When they feel like no matter what they do, they can't even stay afloat, much less get ahead. And I'm not saying we're there in this country, and it will probably be a long time before we get there just because of the vast array of land in this country, the state system that's set up. All of these things make the United States unique compared to other circumstances in which this has happened. But when you start seeing these guys in these major cities, these major blue cities, these socialists get elected, it's the beginning. It's the opening salvo on this because our current system doesn't work for so many people. I mean, think about it in your own life. You may, the guy, obviously, I talk about all the time about the frugal, meager existence that I live. My life wouldn't change one way or another where I might eat a little more at the Applebee's instead of the Arby's if I were a millionaire. But other than that, wouldn't really change. But for a lot of people, they're living this middle class existence. They see the bank account every day. They see, hey man, this car's falling apart. This refrigerator is gone. All of these things that many people are one or two bad events away from really being behind the eight ball.
Ruin.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's not that they're super spenders, or it's not that they're out driving the nicest of cars, or
they haven't had the chance to make that emergency fund.
Right. And you can poo-poo this all you want, but that's the reality on the ground, is that people out there are starting to get, and there are more and more of them by the day, that are starting to feel more and more a sense of desperation in our society.
Okay, so do you want to know some of the other names on the list?
Sure. Sock it to me, baby.
All right, Elon Musk, number 1, $428 billion. Of course, he's got Tesla and SpaceX. You also have Larry Ellison at number 2, $276 billion. He's from Oracle. Number 3, you know this name, Not Indiana's version, the other guy, Mark Zuckerberg, $253 billion, of course, from Facebook and Meta. You have Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Washington Post, and every other venture that he's a part of, $241 billion. And then Larry Page from Google at $179 billion.
Yeah.
That's your top five.
All right. Okay. Okay, so we'll take a break. Jim Merritt's going to join us when we come back. We're going to continue our Jennifer Ruth Green Victory Lap tour here today. Because, look, this is a story you need to be aware of because it's everything that's wrong with government. It's an unqualified person who was put in a position of immense power and wealth, $275,000 for a government job. And she had no business being there. She was solely there because of her political connections and how the politicians and the Republican Party viewed her to elevate her. She, it appears, based on this investigation, allegedly, didn't give a damn about the taxpayers whatsoever, totally used the office, allegedly, to benefit herself and her political career.
There's rumors going around that she's going to run for Congress, so I can't wait to hear what Jim Merritt says about that.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about this a lot because this situation is everything that's wrong with the government.
It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
When you call, text, or chat 988, the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline,
you'll talk with a trained specialist prepared to help anyone
experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis.
But the help 988 offers doesn't stop there.
They can also connect you to people and programs in your community
who will offer mental health assistance without judgment
and help you successfully navigate your everyday life.
Call, text, or chat 988.
When you need someone who gets you, they got you.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 Accord SE for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends September 30th. See dealer for details.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Ice doing work up north. It's partly cloudy, 63 in downtown Indy. Ice today in the upper 70s, could reach 80 degrees. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 9:30. Ice action continues along with protests in the city of Chicago.
Protesters taking to the streets here in Chicago, calling immigration and customs enforcement arrests an attack on immigrants.
In the very place where they are trying to follow the law. Seems to me like the world is upside down.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, ICE action that border czar Tom Homan says is targeting the worst of the worst.
The president said weeks ago, I said weeks ago, that with sanctuary cities, how we're going to address it, we're going to flood the zone.
With ICE arrests so far in and around the city that include accused Trenday Aragua gang members and convicted sex offenders in the country illegally.
Fox's Jeff Manasso reporting. Israeli forces conducting an airstrike on Hamas leaders in Qatar on Tuesday. The attack killed at least 6 people in a residential neighborhood and has drawn widespread criticism from other countries in the Mideast and beyond. Since Qatar is not involved in the Gaza war, Dr. Majid al-Ansari, a spokesman for their foreign ministry, says Hamas leaders were going over terms of a peace deal proposed by President Trump.
It sends a very clear message to the partners of the U.S., the allies of the U.S., and to those who are negotiating with other parties that they are not safe even when they are discussing the plans for peace.
A Hamas official says the group's top negotiator and head of the negotiator's office were among those killed in the strike. And the suspect who stabbed a Ukrainian refugee woman to death on a light rail train in Charlotte is facing a new charge. The attacker, to Carlos Braun, has been charged with a federal crime of committing an act causing death on a mass transportation system. Braun is already facing state charges of first-degree murder and had been previously arrested at least 14 times. your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow's up 25 points to 45,711. The S&P 500 with a big jump, up 36 points to 6,512. And the NASDAQ in the green, 136 points so far today, 23,839. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for my friend Mark Deedle. You know, Zillow ranks Indianapolis number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize your equity. Sell your home with Mark Deedle. Perhaps you're worried you'll need costly repairs or upgrades to sell your home. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Dan and Casey in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Deedle. It was time to downsize, and we needed to sell our old house quickly at full value. Mark Deedle made it happen. We got our asking price in a few weeks without any repairs or an appraisal. Call a local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Deedle 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at
B-Window, we mean business.
Casey, I told you yesterday we are not letting the Jennifer Ruth Green stuff go. And boy, howdy, are we on a 3-hour victory lap today.
You're like a bulldog, just so tenacious. You are just not going to let go of that chew toy no matter what.
I knew there was mountains of dirt there, and I was not going to let the governor
public
be like,
policy chew toy.
Right?
So on our victory lap today, victory tour today, let's find out about a guy who knows Indiana politics and government better than probably anybody else. 30 years in the Indiana Senate. Jim Merritt, hello.
Robert.
Is it wrong of me to take a victory lap at someone else's demise?
Well, victory means that it's over. So I would imagine this is not over
no, that's
with
true.
you.
That's a good point, right? I'm still going.
Yeah.
No, like
you're rolling with it.
I hate that she allegedly ran her office the way she did, but we were right again. We were first again, and this is what I can't reconcile is how Braun is going to save face on this. Because, according to the Capitol Chronicle, he knew all about the alleged behavior from Jennifer Ruth Green, the former public safety secretary. They had this remediation agreement, which laid out that they knew. And then when she leaves on a Friday,
it's the Kevin Bacon from Animal House from the governor. All is well. How's he gonna square that?
And people wonder why there is just no confidence in government officials. That they are there for the public policy, for the public good, and we were talking about this on State House Happenings, Casey. That in really anywhere from 1974 until the 1990s and 2000s, if something was going on and the governor had lost confidence in your ability to handle your office and do the good job, the good work of government, you left. But when for our audience to understand that this individual had signed what I've never heard of, a remediation agreement, and I guess remediation means that you're going to fix your wagon.
Mold? Isn't that something you do with mold remediation?
Yeah, you can remediate mold.
So Jennifer Ruth Green was the mold in the Indiana state government, and thus she got the same treatment the mold gets, which is remediation.
And when she signs this agreement, and
perfect analogy. That's why we're
Indiana Capitol Chronicles doing your work for you, Robert, and it blessed Nikki Kelly and all her folks at the Indiana Capitol Chronicle, but seeing what this is happening, Jennifer Ruth Green should have melted away in June, and now everybody's been whispering about this for the last 2 months, and I remind you that Jennifer Ruth Green was a member of the military, did not really take office, if you will, until probably February, when everybody else really took office January 1st, January 5th. And so let's just call it March 1st until June. She had a very small window to do everything that she signed, this remediation agreement that she did.
Yeah. So real quick, just to read this, because I know we started the show with it, and you'll be hearing this several times today. And by the way, we clarified this earlier, but for the people who don't, look, I got told from a rock-solid source this was going down. I also got told from a second source who backed up the first source that everything was going down. But they also said, look, a couple different media outlets have this and we're thinking are going to run with it. So I thought, well, I'll just be first, and then I'll let them do all the actual work and fill in all the blanks. So we get all the credit of breaking the story, and they had to do all the work. Anyway, but we want to give Capitol Chronicle credit. These allegations against the former public safety secretary include that she used state vehicles and travel cards for personal and political purposes. She directed state employees to assist with those activities during work hours. Additional accusations center on inappropriate workplace conduct ranging from, quote, conversations with employees about personal relationships, intimate objects, or sexual activities to uninvited touching of employees in retaliation. She allegedly spanned the gauntlet.
Casey, I don't know about our audience, but I would imagine 99% of our audience are listening to this right now are more than deeply disappointed with exactly what Robert just said. And it's just one more example of how people are so casual in government in understanding and doing the duties of their government. And the Department of Public Safety is an integral part of state government. The Indiana Department of Correction needs a complete overhaul, and this is a very unserious individual that was in the Secretary of in the Braun cabinet.
Now, real quick, Casey. In fairness, she did issue finally a statement late Tuesday to the Capitol Chronicle. I am disappointed and disgusted by these baseless allegations, but it's not the first time in my life. It is not the first time in my time in public life I faced false, politically motivated leaks designed to assassinate my character. I am pursuing legal options to address this and believe this leak shows the reality of the environment that led me to resign. They're all always the victim.
So she didn't do it.
That's what but it's the problem is she signed the agreement that said she did some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this total disconnect of, well,
it wasn't me.
Well, she's a perfect member of Congress now. I mean, she fits the mold.
We'll get to that in a second, but that's the thing, Casey. It's like whether it's that interview with Micah that we're going to play later with Hammer and Nigel, they're always all victims. Mm-hmm. They're like these are the most powerful people in our state, and they're always the victim. and everybody else is the bad guy. Lady, you signed off on some of this. You can't claim it all didn't happen because you signed off on it.
Now, I want to ask Jim about Governor Braun's response to this. He said he wanted to thank Jennifer Ruth Green for her service in his cabinet. She was part of a transformative time in Indiana's history, and we wish her the best of luck on her next endeavor. And we've seen those emails when somebody is uninvited to attend in the future. It's kind of like, there's the difference of this person's not allowed in the building and we wish you the best. Yeah. What should his response have been now that we know what was really going on?
Well, I think, first of all, I understand that he's turning the page. Mm-hmm. He's shutting it down. As Robert said, it happened on a Friday. They want to change the subject, and as well as the fact that he has to go by the remediation agreement, which was supposed to be confidential, I would assume.
Yeah.
And so he's following suit on that, and it doesn't surprise me that he wants to turn the page,
mm-hmm.
and there are people in the Braun administration that have told me that she was a favorite of his. And
but why, Jim? She is a complete buffoon, wholly unqualified. I hear this all. Oh, she's a rising star. She lost. She got rejected by the voters. He didn't pick her to be lieutenant governor. She gets in this position and totally blows it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why are all these people so enamored with her? Because I've seen zero delivery on this. She's the next big thing.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to why, but I do know the answer that the Braun administration wants to get away from this as soon as possible.
Not here, buddy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We've got Rob Kendall on the case.
Yes. And Casey right behind him.
Yeah.
But they want to start. They want to talk about something else today, mm-hmm. and that's what they're going to do, and that's what they always did. And if you look at it, Governor Braun doesn't want to talk negatively about the lieutenant governor. He doesn't want to talk
mm-hmm.
negatively about the attorney general. He doesn't want to talk negatively about the secretary of state. And he wants to talk about what his goals are. And that's what's going to happen.
Okay, before we let you go, you and Abdul said something crazy to me on State House Happenings. You don't think, despite this, that she's done? You think she could very easily run for Congress, despite...
She's running for Congress. She is running for Congress.
With all this stuff?
Yeah. If you look at our friend Jamie Knoll in New Albany, in Clark County, and all his illegal activities,
he's the former Clark County sheriff, Republican power broker, now finding himself in
his own cell.
A confinement, yes. For various...
And he bankrupted
crimes against
a couple
humanity.
Governments down there and did so many different illegal things. But we in Indianapolis had really no idea that this was actually happening because...
We tried, Jim!
Yes. But no one picked up on it in Marion County, in the media, the traditional media in Indianapolis. And the Chicago area, the Northwest Indiana, the 1st District, no one knows this is happening. But it does give Congressman Frank Mervan a leg up on if she survives a primary up there. But it's a total different media cycle. Mm-hmm. It's a total different media section.
Yeah.
She will run for Congress because no one in the 1st District knows this is going on.
Find you on Twitter.
Yes.
At Jim_Merritt.
And Merritt in the Morning.
Merritt in the Morning. That's podcast, YouTube, as well as Facebook. Jim Merritt, thank you.
Thank you.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. Tony Kennett will join us and a lot of laughs. 93 WIBC.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included. for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
If you've been waiting to update your home, don't wait any longer, because Macy's Labor Day sale has our lowest prices of the season on everything. From our exclusive Radley sectional in so many fabric and leather options, to our beautifully crafted Headworth Queen bed, plus top mattress brands like Sealy and Beauty Rest for that new bed, all at 20 to 60% off, over half off. But don't wait any longer. Our lowest prices of the season won't last forever. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joiner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joiner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is joinerhomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joiner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joiner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at joinerhomes.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. You know, we love Universal Windows. Sorry, Casey was screaming at me, so I was trying to focus on. She was literally. Can you hop on here for a second and tell everybody that you were literally screaming at me?
I was screaming an apology.
It's like, what?
I'm sorry.
Why am I getting screamed at? What in the world is going on? Now I will pause.
Tell me about Universal Windows.
I will pause to tell you all about the fabulous things going on at Universal. Kevin was looking at me like, you need to start talking right now.
Do your thing.
I was like,
go,
she's screaming
go.
at me. Universal Windows Direct. What a fabulous time to visit our friends at Universal Windows Direct. Maybe your work partner or wife is screaming at you and you want to get a little peace and quiet. You know how you can do that? Probably with better windows.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the deal with Universal Windows Direct. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free. That's right. There's no limit. Whether you need 4 or 14, you only pay for half. And to make it even easier, you're going to get 0% financing for 3 years. So no interest, no pressure. And on top of that, $500 off your entire home improvement project. So let's review. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. 0% financing for 3 years and $500 off your entire home improvement project right now with Universal Windows Direct. Now, some restrictions may apply. So to get all the details and schedule your totally free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today. 317-659-7574. They won't scream at you on the phone. 317-659-7574. Or check them out on the web. Nobody will scream at you there. UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
Snapped a great photo? Witnessed something newsworthy?
Hey, there's some news.
You can text it right to the WIBC newsroom. Join the text club. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393.
I don't even know why you were screaming at me.
Well, you were shaking your head because I have jury duty tomorrow.
Oh, well,
I can't help it. I'm just doing my civic duty.
Well, here's what people need to realize. Like, I've been for so long in politics and media, whatever, I've been screamed at by so many people that it just literally goes in one ear and out the other.
You're just tuning me out.
Like, normally, if I've made you mad enough that you're screaming at me, I chuckle at you.
You know, it was all in jest.
Well,
right?
I don't know what you were saying. I wasn't even paying. Like, I literally, there's something in my brain now when I get screamed at, I just tune it out.
Well, you know, the wheels of justice turn slowly, Rob. But hopefully for me tomorrow, jury duty, they turn swiftly, and I'm just excused.
I'm not sure some people understand how the wheels of justice turn, Casey. I'm not sure they actually understand how they turn. I think some people do think it's law and order, and if it doesn't get decided in 15 minutes, it's just not happening.
Yeah, well, no, that's not always the case. So let's talk really quick about the Indianapolis City County Council. They're going to make their final decision on September 22nd regarding the rezoning petition for the proposed Google data center. On Monday, they voted to call down the petition. which triggered a full council vote.
Yeah, so they got to get 15 people to vote no in order to sink this thing. It appears as the vote count. Now, look, Hogshead is all for this, so weird things happen. You know, nothing's decided until it's decided, and weird things can happen. But as of right now, it appeared they had 16 no votes on this Google data center, and really it would be the first hyper-public acknowledgement by any sort of governing body of the dangers of these things. Dangers in the sense of the long-term ramifications, potential ramifications to the community. And the reality check that there's so much we don't know about them. And we shouldn't be staking our entire future across this state on things that we don't know everything about.
Yeah. So Councilor Michael Paul Hart, he was an early opponent. He says he's got at least 16 counselors against the project. His goal is to have 20 in opposition before the vote. But Ron Gibson, who is a counselor, he supports it. And he says that it's a citywide opportunity.
Opportunity for what? This is the question I keep asking. Opportunity for what? We know it's a large building, so it will have a high assessed value. But that building is going to be abated for at least 10 years, maybe more. Abatement doesn't mean they don't pay any property taxes, but they pay a fraction of what they would have been paying. That money, based on how property taxes are structured, goes to that community where the property taxes are collected. So in Brownsburg, that wouldn't help me at all. And yet my money as a state taxpayer is being used to facilitate these mega developments. There's no jobs to speak of. I mean, 30, 50 jobs, whatever. And that's it. So what is the actual benefit other than saying, cool, we have Google? Like, what is, and it's not like it's Google headquarters. It's some facility used by Google. And this is the reoccurring question I keep asking to all of these communities that are approving or pondering approving the data centers. If there is something you can show me where it's going to benefit that community outside of an assessed value, but at what cost to the assessed value? And then as a state taxpayer, my question to the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, which those always get ignored in the order in which they're received because it's a shadow quasi-government entity, why am I paying? Let's just say it was good for Franklin Township. Why am I as a state taxpayer paying for a mega development to go in another community that won't pay property tax to me?
Yeah.
Are any of those questions like over the top or gotcha or whatever? No. So until all of that is ironed out on how these things actually benefit us as Indiana taxpayers and how they actually benefit communities, we shouldn't be approving any of these things.
Well, there's a lot of concerns, the impact on land use, water supply, also the power infrastructure. I saw an opinion piece. Somebody said, even if they vote no to the Franklin Township one, it's just going to go someplace else.
Sure, and that's why people need to be aware. These guys, they're horror movie characters. They're Jason Voorhees. You can chop them in half. You can bury them 30 feet underground. You can put them at the ocean. You can light them on fire. You can whatever. There's going to be another episode. They're going to move on to the next community because we have the things that these data centers crave, which is land to build them and the water access to major waterways, which they need. So they're not going away. So everybody needs to stay super vigilant and keep rejecting them. And then maybe finally a few years from now, they'll get the hint and go somewhere else.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
It seems like all kids do during the summer is drag dirt into the house. Well, they can stink up the house too, but here's the good news. The kids are back in school, and fortunately there is zero res. Zero Res is the healthy way to get your home feeling fresh and clean again. Even if your house doesn't look dirty, you need to call Zero Res to remove the dust, dander, and bacteria in your carpets from a summer of fun. Zero Res will clean up the pizza spills and puppy piddles, and they get the yuck out of your air ducts as well. Lucky for you, you can score big this month with great savings. Hi, this is Denny Smith, and you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and take $75 off your air duct cleaning too. The patented ZR water uses no soap, leaves no residue, and there are no harsh chemicals either. They just aren't needed to get things really clean. Now mention WIBC and get 3 rooms cleaned by the Zero Res Pros starting at $129, plus $75 off duct cleaning too. 317-388-5141, online at zeroresindy.com.
Comprehensive cancer care is not just about treating cancer. It's caring for the person behind the diagnosis. It's our team by your side to listen, connect, and encourage, and to celebrate every milestone together. Because at Franciscan Health, your journey is our journey. Your victory is our victory. Your hope and trust in us to provide extraordinary cancer care with the latest advancements, plus a little extra TLC, is our mission. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/cancercare.
You hear that? That's Mike sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZQL Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Guys, it's game on at Synergen X and Low T Center, your TRT MVPs.
Book a free TRT consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia, tickets, and more. Female patients, you can win too. Book at trtmvp.com.
Millions of fans agree. This Christmas tradition rocks. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting The Ghost of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more, December 4th. Cambridge Fieldhouse. Reserve seats on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at gotyoursix.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, the Lieutenant Governor breaking down what happened during his recent meeting with Haitian pastors, where a former Madison County councilman was found and taken into custody this week, what prompted McCordsville police to go to a school on Tuesday, and how the Indiana Fever fared in their regular season finale. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
No inflation. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump just posted that with 3 exclamation points on Truth Social, reacting to a better-than-expected update on wholesale prices. And he again demanded the Federal Reserve Chairman he calls a disaster, Jerome Powell, must lower interest rates, which could happen at the Fed meeting next month.
The Producer Price Index, prices at the wholesale level, declined 0.1% in August. It also declined 0.1% for the core PPI, excluding food and energy. For the year ending in August, the PPI was up 2.6%.
That's Fox's Jenny Casola. The annual inflation rate is down from July. Tomorrow we'll get the report on consumer prices. Again, that Fed meeting is next week. President Trump's 30-day federal takeover of Washington police ends today. He went out to dinner last night calling D.C. crime-free.
We're going to be announcing another city that we're going to very shortly. We're working it out. The governor of a certain state would love us to be there.
National Guard troops will remain on patrol in D.C. through November. The president's threatened to send troops to Chicago, where a new immigration enforcement operation is underway the Democrats object to.
Seems to me like the world is upside down.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, ICE action that border czar Tom Homan says is targeting the worst of the worst.
The president said weeks ago, I said weeks ago, that with sanctuary cities, how we're going to address it, we're going to flood the zone.
With ICE arrests so far in and around the city that include accused Trenday Aragua gang members and convicted sex offenders in the country illegally.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. An excerpt's out this morning in the Atlantic from former Vice President Harris's book that'll be out in 2 weeks about her 2024 White House run.
The Polish prime seems to me like
In that book, she says that Democrats made a mistake letting it just be President Biden's decision. And she also said that at 81, he was tired, but she never saw him incapacitated. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Explaining the purpose of the meeting. We've got a partly cloudy sky with a clear radar, 66 in the Circle City now, the high around 82 today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:02. An explanation from Indiana Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith on why he met recently with Haitian pastors.
I was meeting with these pastors to say, you guys have a job to do. While you're here under the temporary status, you assimilate to our values, not the other way around. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing all of our culture stripped away.
And Beckwith joined the Hammer and Nigel show Tuesday. A post about that meeting from Beckwith's office has since been deleted. He later explained that the 40,000 Haitian refugees are already in Indiana and not actively trying to come to the state. A former Indiana councilman and pastor is in trouble with the law. Jake McDaniel reports that the man had been searched for over 2 years.
He served on the Madison County Council from 2018 to 2021 and was a pastor at Lighthouse Baptist Church in Anderson. Stephen Sumner was facing several felony charges, including rape, child seduction, and more. He had been a fugitive since 2023 after he did not appear to a court hearing. Investigators tracked Sumner's vehicle to Kentucky. He was then arrested Tuesday afternoon. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
According to McCordsville Police, officers responded to Geist Montessori Academy Tuesday afternoon soon after school was let out for a report that a student had made some sort of threat. That student was detained and is now under investigation. McCordsville Police said they will increase their presence at the school in the coming days, but noted that there is no active threat there. The Hancock County Prosecutor's Office will review the police report and determine if any criminal charges will be brought against the student. Colts offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter talking about what they are expecting from the Denver Broncos defense on Sunday.
They got good players. They play really hard. And obviously it's a new year from last year, but they're carrying over a lot of the same guys from last year. But he's, I'm sure, got some new tricks up his sleeve. It's a top-level defense. It'll be a great challenge for us. We're excited about it.
The Colts are coming off a dominating 33-8 win over Miami. They are looking to go 2-0 for the first time since the 2009 season. Kickoff on Sunday against Denver is set for 4 o'clock at Lucas Oil. And the Fever are riding high into the playoffs after running off 3 straight wins to end the regular season. They beat the Minnesota Lynx last night 83-72. They currently sit 7th in the standings and will now wait for their opponent for the first round of the playoffs, which start on Sunday. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
Hey, do you have more than $200,000 saved for retirement? You could put that money in the stock market, but you have no idea what will happen with it. Or you could make a smarter move and get a 20% upfront bonus and a competitive return that's averaged more than 10% annually over the last 10 years. Here's the math. If you invest $200,000, you get an upfront $40,000 bonus. That's $240,000, right?
That $240,000 could earn 10% or $24,000 in that first year. So, by year's end, your original $200,000 could grow to $264,000. Get all the information by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy, 317-648-5120, or visit yourretirementguy.com. That's Bill Demery, your retirement guy, 317-648-5120, or visit yourretirementguy.com.
This hour is powered by Sundown Gardens, Hamilton County's fall nursery headquarters.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
All right, look at me, guy was back on the radio station yesterday craving attention. So I guess we'll give him what he wants.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm loath to do it, but I think he said some things that were interesting yesterday, and that's what we do. We talk about interesting things.
Sure.
So it's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. The Lieutenant Governor, Micah Beckwith, was on with Hammer and Nigel yesterday. They talked about a variety of things, and I thought the interview was fascinating because there was a moment in the interview where one of the things we talked about with Trump, that Trump never grasped, it seems like in either term, is that a whole lot of people who voted for you didn't vote for you because they like you. They hated the other person so much. And in the case of Micah, look, he won by 60-some votes at the convention. And he knows deep down, and I hate this now, we delivered that for him. This radio program laying out the idea of a check and balance is what he's supposed to be. It hasn't been. But the premise was, okay, if there's some guy in there to take on Braun and those people, you can feel better about voting for Braun, which we got to have any shot at property tax got to go through Braun, right? Rainwater didn't raise any money. He wasn't going to win. Obviously, the Democrat was, ridiculous. So we gotta dance with the people that brought us. And if we got to deal with Braun, then let's have this check and balance in here. And people begrudgingly, both at that convention, because there were many people who had serious doubts about him, and then certainly in the general election, begrudgingly voted for Micah Braun as a tandem, etc.
Right.
But in his mind, just like with Trump, because I won, everybody loves me. And that's not the case. And you have seen Micah has played out, the past 8 months have played out all the fears and concerns that people had about Micah.
Well, I think you said that we delivered that. It was also what he said while he was campaigning.
Sure. Based on that, right? That's what we were operating off of. I want the smoke. I want the heat. I want to be the guy that fights on everything. Instead, he's the guy that basically fights on nothing unless it's a personal interest to him or he thinks he can get publicity out of it. Government is not about publicity. Good government. Good government
should be quiet.
Is it's battles in the weeds.
Okay.
It's trench warfare, 1 foot at a time. It's not done on social media. It's not done in radio interviews. It's hard. It's really hard because it's like herding cats. And he just doesn't have an interest in doing that. But in this interview with Hammer, I thought it was super interesting because there's a point where Hammer's talking to him. They were talking about this tweet about the Haitians, which he deleted, which is utterly ridiculous. The worst thing you can possibly do. For a guy that supposedly has these incredible instincts, he keeps doing the worst political stuff imaginable, which is deleting something that the whole world has seen.
Yeah, if they were going to delete it, they should have done it before.
Right away.
Right,
absolutely. And then he tries to dump it on somebody else, like my staff no, you're at the event. They didn't just in their own mind go, hey, let's take a picture of Micah with the Haitian pastors and we'll write this big expose about it. No, somebody got permission to do that, and buddy, the buck stops with you. You notice with Micah, it's always somebody else's fault. Somebody's always out to get me. Somebody else is always to blame. No, it stops with you. And you screwed up, 1, by taking the meeting, and 2, the way that tweet was, whatever you were trying to accomplish, didn't accomplish, and then 3, taking it down.
He said that the language in the tweet was misconstrued.
It would have been.
There are many people who do believe that his heart was in the right place. It was coming from a place of compassion.
Perfect. No problem with that whatsoever. The problem is, and this is what I'm going to get into with him and why people are, one of many reasons they're so fed up with him. He put it on his official government account, though. If he'd have put it on the Micah Beckwith personal account, and by the way, it would have been so easy to say this and it'd be fine. This is what I don't understand. The guy that's supposedly so politically astute keeps making these mistakes. All he would have had to say, if he wanted to have the meeting and meet with them, is say something simplistic like this. I have met with these Haitian pastors in Marion County. I vehemently disagree with the asylum process. I vehemently disagree that these people should be here and be allowed to be in our community. But right now, until the federal government acts, they are here, and I am mandating that they assimilate into American society. Period.
Yes.
Full stop. I just invented that off the top of my head.
Right.
How is it possible that the radio guy can come up with that, and the smartest guy in every room has not only the ability to do it, but then process it before he hits send, and that's the best he can come up with?
Yeah. Well, as we mentioned, it had to be very clear and concise and consistent. And it wasn't. And that's the problem.
Yeah, so Micah goes on with Hammer and Nigel. And Hammer's trying to make this point to Micah, which is fine. But the problem is he tries to yin and yang back and forth. Like, I'm a pastor. I'm the lieutenant governor. I'm the pastor. I'm the lieutenant governor. That doesn't square up. You put it on your official government account, which means you're working for us as a taxpayer, which you don't control. Braun's policy on that, right? Now, if you want to be critical of Braun's policy or make statements about the policy itself, great, but he didn't do that.
No.
He's acting as though he has some level of control over it, and he put it on the official government account. And so Hammer, which I've heard that from so many people, by the way, have said that it's like, that is your taxpayer-funded government social media account. You're making the statement as the lieutenant governor when you're there, not as a pastor when you're on that account.
Correct.
And so Hammer politely tried to have this conversation with him. And as it always does with Micah, it turned into some word salad technicality. I'm the smartest guy in every room. No, the founders envisioned this to blah, 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 blah. And all you're doing, and it's amazing he doesn't see it or he doesn't care or whatever, is you're just pissing everybody off. You're just further alienating people because everybody knew what Hammer was trying to say to him, which is, hey, man, great, you're a pastor. Love that you're a pastor. That's wonderful. However, when you're acting in your official role as lieutenant governor and you're making statements about our government and things that involve our government, you've got to be hyper aware of what you're doing.
Yeah, and then it became a fight about what's in the Constitution regarding separation of church and state.
Yeah, and good for Hammer because Hammer, you ever do this like when you we talked about this like with the debates where you'll debate at home, like you'll be one of the candidates and how would I handle this? And then you start screaming at your television or whatever. I was screaming at the television and Hammer caught it because he's an experienced broadcaster. He said he is trying to rope you into this conversation because he doesn't
about the First Amendment.
Because he does he wants you to think he's the smartest guy in every room. He doesn't realize or care how he comes off. But what he really didn't want to do is he didn't want to talk about the grand jury. And he knew that's what Hammer was going to go to next. And he didn't want to have that conversation. And Hammer caught it and wasn't going to, he wanted to go 3, 4, 5 more minutes on this. When all Hammer was trying to do was talk about common sense and how the people feel about it and how the people see it. And Mike is clearly never going to process that telling people how you're the smartest guy on everything doesn't work out for you. It doesn't work out well. So I want to take a break because Hammer didn't take the bait. And then he got to the grand jury or allegations of the grand jury. And Micah said, I don't know if he says, see, when you make them talk, right? The longer you make people talk, the more interesting it gets. He said 3 things that I thought were very interesting. And I think we need to play them because the story's starting to change a little bit here, Casey. The story's starting to change a little bit.
It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
The state of Texas can require voter ID for mail-in ballots.
It's not required already.
But Joe Biden got 82 million legal votes, Nigel. If you think otherwise, you might as well put the tinfoil hat on, okay? I don't think it's asking too much to have some sort of proof that you're a legal citizen in your mail-in ballot. Find a way.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with a free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it! Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Hello, this is Denny Smith for LD Smith Plumbing. If you've ever dealt with a flooded basement, you know that it's more than just a mess, it's an insurance headache. A sump pump can save you significant trouble and expense. Right now through the end of the month, Lance and his team are offering $850 off sump pump systems. That's much less costly than water damage repairs. Don't wait for the next heavy rain to discover you needed one. Call 317-927-7186 or visit ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window, we mean business.
Okay, so this was fascinating as a radio guy to listen to this interview yesterday because Micah tried to bait Hammer, and Hammer didn't have any of it, and Hammer got to the meat of what he needed to get to. This was actually a brilliant job by Hammer, which we'll talk about with him when he comes in for a segment here in a little bit. So we talked about last segment how, look, and I say this to people all the time, I am crushed about what has happened to Micah because Micah's downfall, and Tony's right. Tony Katz is right. Micah's done politically. It's over. Now, I don't think Mike ever wanted to be a politician. I think he wanted to use politics for a media career. But I think he's done with the media stuff, too, because he's pissed all those people off who were supporting him as well in that online media orbit. But go ahead.
I just thought it was really interesting at the end of the conversation yesterday. Hammer asked him, are you enjoying this? Are you having fun with this?
And his answer?
I believe he said, he was going to, if God wanted him to run for re-election,
Okay. But are you having fun or not having fun? Or
I think he said yes.
Okay. Well, look, Micah's downfall is bad for all of us because you'll likely not get another opportunity like this. Micah has so blown it. First of all, the establishment fell asleep. They got bit. That's not going to happen again. And Micah's downfall has also told people don't take flyers on people because see Micah, see Jennifer Ruth Green, see Diego, all of these quote-unquote outsider people keep getting in there, and what do? It's a dumpster fire. When you are the person who sticks the middle finger in the establishment's face, you have to enter public office knowing they're going to spend every second trying to take you down. You have to be so above reproach that there's nothing they can ever even make up about you. And so it is crushing to me that Micah has taken this path because we will not get another shot at this for a very long time, probably. This was the one opportunity, and it hasn't worked out. But anyway, so Hammer didn't take the bait when Micah tried to tell him, I'm the smartest guy in every room, and you're so silly, and here's the First Amendment, and let me tell you everything you don't know, and blah, blah, blah. And he got back on track, which was to talk about the grand jury. Now, keep in mind, Micah, now I know of 3 people who have given information to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, which will presumably be presented to the grand jury. I find it very hard to believe that a radio broadcaster, and other media people know this as well, C. Abdul et al., know of people who are giving information, multiple people who are giving information to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office about this, and that Micah's office, who it involves, he doesn't have any idea about that. Am I out in left field on that to say that seems a little unbelievable that multiple people are giving information and then the guy's office, who it is, he just doesn't know anything about it?
So testimony to grand juries are sealed and secret. Talking to prosecutors is not. Here's how it works. It's run by a grand jury. It's run by prosecutors. No judges present. The prosecutor presents evidence and witnesses, and it's closed to the public, like I mentioned. There's no attorneys present during the questioning. Grand jurors, they can ask questions. They can request evidence. They can subpoena witnesses. That is the entire point of a grand jury, is the subpoena power that they have. So a grand jury will review evidence before a trial, and they'll decide whether someone should be formally charged or indicted.
And we've never said, and we in fact, we've gone out of our way to say a grand jury does not mean an indictment, and an indictment
Correct.
does not mean a conviction.
They could say, no, there's nothing here. Move along.
But what I will not tolerate is some guy coming on our airwaves. And by the way, I know Micah's talked about it to people. They this is infuriating to me. I will not tolerate some guy coming into my house. WIBC is my house. It's your house. We make this thing work every single day. I will not tolerate some guy coming into my house and lying to our audiences. I will not tolerate it, Casey.
Okay.
And I don't believe for 1 second he doesn't know what's going on. We've gone out of our way to say that just because people are giving information, it doesn't mean that anybody did anything. But when somebody won't even come clean on the most obvious, which is if we know, if other media people know that he doesn't know, I don't believe that for a second. So here is Micah again yesterday on Hammer and Nigel. We'll talk about how the story has started to shift a little bit, though. Here's the first clip of him talking about that he doesn't know about the grand jury.
I've not heard 1 ounce of that actually being true. I mean, we don't know if grand juries are going on or not. I'm not going to say it's not happening, but I have not heard that whatsoever. So if it is, it's unbeknownst to me.
So I know 3 people who have given information to the Marion County Prosecutor's Office, and he doesn't even know it exists.
Okay. So maybe the prosecutors haven't turned that over to a grand jury?
But he's acting like it's not happening. I mean, but you heard the hedge there, right? You heard the little hedge in the middle. He was so defiant about it a few weeks ago, and now you heard the hedge. Then we get to the next part, in which, because the thing that his supporters have tried to say, this is a witch hunt from Ryan Mears. Ryan Mears is out to get him. Ryan Mears is doing this for his political career. Well, Micah just put a giant flamethrower through all of that because Micah just said he thinks it's good that they're looking into it.
Yeah, and that very may well be the case. I mean, I can't tell you who's talked to who. I mean, I'm not privy to all these conversations of different people involved. And quite frankly, listen, if I'm the prosecutor of Marion County, I'm going to look into this. Like, I think it's right for a prosecutor to do their due diligence because this is a really egregious allegation. If this is happening, I mean, this is going to be a continued problem for future generations, how we have deep fakes coming out, and we should put the hammer down on it and clamp down on that now. And so, listen, I'm all for the prosecutor, looking into this and making sure that there isn't any there. But
so no more from any Micah supporters. No more it's a witch hunt. No more Ryan Mears is doing this for political reasons. No more it's weaponization against Micah. No more. You don't get to say that anymore because he just came on this radio and see, you let him talk. When you always think you're the smartest guy in every room, you got to tell everybody how smart you are. And he just said right there, this investigation is legitimate and he's glad it's happening. So I'm glad we took that one off the table, Casey.
Well, it is an opportunity that he could lead the way, especially when it comes to AI.
Sure. So good.
He could put himself in a leadership position with this subject.
And I'm sure then Micah means by if he's glad there's an investigation, he encourages Ryan Mears to call all the people from his office in to have conversations about this.
Well, they're going to do what they think is necessary.
Well, no, I'm saying
regardless of what he says.
Well, right. But I am assuming now if there were a follow-up to Micah, he would say, I would ask him, so you're telling me all these people who are alleged to have done anything Ryan Mears should certainly call them in to have a conversation because it's not gotcha anymore. We've now taken that off the table. Boy, how the winds have changed in just a few weeks. We've gone from it's not happening, it's ridiculous, to, well, it could be happening, and I hope it is happening, and I hope he is investigating it. Boy, that's interesting. Okay, last thing, and I want to address this. He claims he doesn't know anyone who has seen the video or claims to have seen the video.
But again, it's been a month now, and I can't find any proof that this has happened. Nobody's seen the video. Nobody's, I can't even find anyone who has seen the video. And so that's to me where I'm like, okay, well, this has been around for 4 months now. This video supposedly has been out there, and nobody's seen it. Like, I just don't buy that.
Okay, well, let me address this. without breaking confidence. Micah, I've said for over a month now on this program that I have talked to someone who claimed to have seen the video. And that person is cooperating with authorities to the best of their ability. It's a person with impeccable honesty, that as I have known them. It's a person with that is incredibly respected as a person and a professional. And that person had nothing to do with anything. That person is cooperating with the authorities out of a sense of civic duty and obligation. They have told their story of allegedly seeing this video to the authorities, is my understanding, to the best of their ability. They told me about it to the best of their ability and described the manner in which they allegedly saw it. And this person and other people who have had to give information have at great personal expense, both emotionally and financially, because they've had to get their own representation to go do the right thing. This person exists. I don't believe for a second he doesn't know who that person is. And I'm sick of the lies, Casey. That's why Micah and I went sideways. It wasn't anything he didn't follow through on, or we didn't get property taxes or anything like that. It's the lies. It's the deception. It's that it's always somebody else's fault, or somebody making it up, or someone out to get him. I'm so sick of it. So, Micah, I do know someone who is alleged to have seen the video. That person is cooperating with authorities to the best of their ability. Once they're told that cooperation has concluded, they said they will come on and tell that story on here in detail of what they are alleged to have seen. And I don't believe for a second you don't know who that person is or what they've alleged to have seen either.
Well, and as we've mentioned, the wheels of justice turn slowly. So it could be a while.
Anyway, that's the interview.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hello, my name is Nate Clancy. I'm with Labor's Local 120. I've been with Labor's Local 120 for over 40 years now.
For members of Labor's International Union of North America, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community, like helping the Soapbox Derby.
We painted the bridge. The Wilkershaw Bridge is an iconic bridge for the Soapbox Derby. It's been there forever. It was, needing work.
When Indy or surrounding communities need help, LIUNA steps up.
Members that went over there, we seen that it was needing work. Power washed, done the painting, just anything that was needed, and it looks amazing now.
This is Chris Brickey, business manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Here at the local, I like volunteering in the community. Just every little bit helps. I really got a real joy in doing that.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Shifting more of their attention towards Chicago. Partly sunny skies, 68 in downtown Indy. The high today will be 82. More sunshine expected in the afternoon. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:30. The Trump administration is continuing its mass deportation effort, focusing on the city of Chicago next. This comes as Illinois Democrats are pushing back against President Trump's proposals to deploy the National Guard to Chicago. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is doubling down on the city's sanctuary city policies, which provide protections to undocumented migrants by limiting local police cooperation with federal law enforcement. Border Czar Tom Homan joined Fox and Friends to weigh in on that.
The priority, President Trump has prioritized public safety threats and national security threats in a sanctuary city like Chicago, where they force us into the community to find the criminal because they won't give us access to the jail, like Cook County Jail. We're going to find the criminal in the neighborhood. We have to go to the neighborhood to find them, and we're going to find others. Others that aren't criminals, but they're illegal aliens, and they're going to go too.
More than 800,000 of the city's 2.7 million residents identify as Hispanic or Latino, with almost 40% of immigrants living in Chicago being from Mexico. A federal judge recently ruling the families of victims from the 9/11 terrorist attacks can go ahead with a civil lawsuit against the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for allegedly aiding and supporting the al-Qaeda hijackers in the attack. Brett Eagleson, the president of the advocacy group 9/11 Justice, insisting there should be action against the Saudis and claiming the FBI knowingly kept documents and evidence that could have allowed them to take action sooner.
Our government, our country, has kept key documents away. They buried the documents day 2 when our FBI knew the links and the ties back to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Eagleson says the victims are demanding justice for the deaths of their loved ones. The Trump administration is targeting how drug companies can advertise on TV and social media platforms. The new memorandum says drug companies must state all their side effects on their ads. And Amazon's new robo-taxi service called Zoox is launching in Las Vegas, offering free rides to the public for up to 3 miles. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Hi, I'm Lacey, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. And yes, I'm actually a jeweler. I bring dream engagement rings to life every day in our jeweler's workshop. When I hand set your diamond into your ring, I think about creating a piece you'll wear for a lifetime. I pay attention to the smallest details and treat every ring with the same care and craftsmanship, no matter the size or price. Come check us out at your nearby store. Our engagement rings are made with love from our hands to yours, because a friend knows your love deserves the highest quality. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Take the work out of fall cleanup this year at Quality Supply and Tool, where there's a huge Milwaukee Power Tool sale going on until November 2nd while supplies last. Buy the M18 Fuel Edger, hedge trimmer, pole saw, or pruning shears, and get the M18 Red Lithium XE5 battery free. That's a $169 value. Quality Supply and Tool also has big savings on M18 Fuel handheld and backpack blowers, plus 16 and 20-inch battery chainsaws. With locations in Jeffersonville, Bloomington, Lafayette, and South Harding Street in Indy, Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box store.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Texas 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
It's JMV and fall is in full swing at Miss M's Home and Garden. Locally grown mums and pumpkins plus fall annuals and decor. State Road 135 in Bargersville. MissMsHomeandGarden.com.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
I thought this was an interesting story. It's about a radio station and Donald Trump.
Oh, how exciting. Tell me more.
It's Kendall and Casey. That's Rob. I'm Casey. So it's a country music radio station. It's in Fort Myers, Florida.
Oh.
And they rebranded themselves as Trump Country 93.7.
Oh, what does that mean?
They did this on Inauguration Day. So they have a logo that has a Trump-like animated image. He's wearing a cowboy hat, and the fonts are very similar to the Trump Vance campaign branding font.
Sure.
So since they launched, on Inauguration Day. They have tripled in ratings in the money demo.
Interesting.
Although they're still only the second highest rated country station in Fort Myers, Florida. But here's the interesting thing. The station president said that they were branding out of comedy. They didn't ask Trump's permission. And, you know, Trump's team, they've historically fought unauthorized use of his image and name. And the station's logo is Make Country Great Again. The station president, he's actually running for Congress in that district, which is currently held by Representative Byron Donalds.
Okay.
Who's running for governor.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he's running for. Okay, so obviously in our cluster we have a country radio station, Hank FM, where the Colts games. You can hear the Colts games. I would tend to think that the makeup of a country music audience, while not all certainly, would lean more Republican. You would think that if you go to the crowds and the events and the political events, it always seems to be country music. But and clearly, at least in the short term, it is paid off to some extent. There appear to be more listeners based on what you're saying the ratings are doing. It is interesting they couldn't get to number one in
Right, still can't get to number one in their market.
By the way, just an aside, my favorite thing is we have a lot of fun with how good our ratings are, but when we post about them, the people who have no idea how they work, and they're like, you're bragging about being the number one talk station? No. We're talking about all radio stations, like all the when we talk about the ratings, we're talking about the music stations, the talks, like all of them, right? That's what we're talking. You don't have any competition. Of course you're doing that. No. But I do wonder when you have basically chopped off, I don't know, probably 40% of your audience by labeling as Trump, right? At least, depending on how that the demographics of that electoral area went, how sustainable that is. Because if you're a Democrat, even if you like country music, you're probably not listening to those guys. But in the short term, appears to be doing very well.
So Trump won 64% of the vote in Lee County, where the station is based. So you'd think that, yes, it would help them be successful. And the president of the radio station, who is running for Congress, he doesn't appear on the station to avoid any equal time rules under the federal election law.
He's the owner?
He's the president of the radio station.
I gotcha.
He's running for Congress while he works there. He said he got the idea after watching some of the Trump boat parades down in Florida, and he was really impressed by the enthusiastic support and branding and decided, yeah, that would be a good name for this radio station. However, the radio station named Trump Country avoids all political talk.
Yeah. It's good marketing, though, especially if it sounds like they were way down in the ratings. So if you got nowhere to go but up,
right?
It's a good little marketing tool. You probably capped yourself, but it sounds like it's, if you had nothing, right, or low, now you got something. So good on them.
Yeah. I guess so far, nobody in Team Trump has said anything like make him take it down or whatever.
It's
free publicity.
As long as they're not being negative. All right, so I have a feel-good story here.
Yeah.
It actually involves Kevin, or starts with Kevin not doing his job.
Oh,
and it
that's
turned out
feel-good?
I made a friend out of this.
Okay.
So Kevin's job is to post the podcast of the show and every day. And every so often I'll get an email from an irate listener wondering where one of our hours is. Now, Kevin's got a million things going on. Mistakes are made. Kevin's not blaming it on a staffer. He owns his mistakes. So, Kev, yesterday you forgot to make the post public. That's all that happened. It was nobody's fault. It was totally incidental. But there was an irate listener who demanded to know where hour one of our show was.
I understand. It's important stuff.
It's good stuff.
Which hour was it?
Hour one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in a fever pitch of loading various things or whatever, he forgot to click a button. It's not like it's the nuclear codes. It's just this award-winning program.
Yeah, my bad.
So I generally know that Kevin always loads the podcast, so it's like a 20-second operation for me because I get the emails. So I said, okay, I'll go in there and check, saw it, clicked it, sent the lady a nice email back. Kristen is her name. I said, hey, thank you for bringing that to our attention. Should be available now. Appreciate you listening to the program. I would like to read her response because it's very uplifting, right?
Yeah.
She said, thank you for uploading that. My 4, almost 5-year-old, and I listen pretty much every day. You're educating Olivia's peers and potential mates, so keep that in mind. Maybe one day we will stop by the studio, since he has asked me before if you and Casey are real.
Aww.
So I thank you for that. Asked her what her kid's name is. And so, yes, you're totally welcome, Kristen, with your with your son to come by and see us. We are very real, and we are spectacular.
And that's a reminder to keep it clean.
That's right.
It's a family program.
That's right. It's a family program. And I think you and I both are in the Never Been Dumped Club.
That's true.
I mean, not in my real life, but...
You mean the dumb button for saying something inappropriate.
The radio career. All right, so Hammer's going to join us next week. Hammer and I have a big announcement.
You do?
We haven't even told you about this, but Hammer and I have a big announcement. We're gonna be bringing a special guest on with us.
Okay. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, Operation Midway Blitz in full effect after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
Don't you love fall in Indy, but you hate the paint? Well, do what your neighbor Mark did. He called Rhino Shield.
It's a two-story home built in 1992. Around 2001, looking at needing to paint, I heard a radio ad, with Rhino Shield, you won't have to paint again for another 25 years.
That's because Rhino Shield's not paint. It's better.
They're very professional. We had everything done. Everything that would typically be painted on a house was done, and it was very fast.
All right, Indy, get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
It was done in 2001 and still going strong. From what I've seen on our home, they can easily offer a 25-year guarantee and not worry about it.
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
No paint. Don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Zillow ranking Indy number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen and are holding strong. Now is a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to max your equity. I'm talking about real estate expert Mark Dietl. Don't have to take my word for it. Dan and Casey in Indianapolis said it was time to downsize. They needed to sell their old house quickly at full value. Mark Dietl and his team made it happen. They got their asking price in just a few weeks without any repairs or even an appraisal.
Mark Dietl is the best in the business, and he has the guarantee that backs it up. He guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price or deadline, or he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. That's what separates Mark Dietl. 755-4232 or go to markdietl.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietl.com. Tell him Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Football is back, and so are great hairlines. We Grow Hair Indy has helped former local professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
The most extraordinary thing a woman can do is let herself be human. We try to do it all, sure, but what if we're just not feeling it? Like when the fatigue hits, but you gotta bring snacks to the soccer game? Or when the laundry's piling up, but that hot flash says, too bad. We get it. Franciscan Health has care for extraordinary women who can do it all, but don't have to. Visit franciscanhealth.org/OBGYN today.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Snap it. Send it. Hear it. Your photos, your video, your voice on WIBC. Join the text club by texting WIBC to 317-239-9393.
All right, Casey, Hammer and I are doing something together, and it's very big and very exciting.
Do you guys have a date?
We do. Jason Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello, how are you?
I'm great. This is exciting.
You did a great job with that. Here's what I'd like to do, Casey. Would it be all right if we bring Hammer back at 11:30? Because I want to talk to him about the interview yesterday.
Is it okay with him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He volunteered earlier. Yeah, we've already been through all this.
Okay.
But last year we did this. You and I decided, because you spent much of your life as a weekend wedding DJ.
Correct.
And you said, man, it'd be fun just to go to a wedding.
As a guest.
Right, without having any
And not
responsibility.
working.
Right. And I've spent numerous occasions doing nothing and taking money from you to go to the weddings when you were wedding
my
DJing.
roadie.
Yeah. I mean, it was very easy. Like, you just lifted a few boxes and then just sat there twiddling your thumbs.
You're a Hammer groupie.
That's I guess.
It's getting really weird.
You got my money? That's what I'd say right when I'd show up. You got my money?
So last year, we were invited to a wedding from some listeners, and we said, you know what? Screw it, we're going to go.
Yeah.
Because we've done this before. We had a young man invite us to his graduation open house.
That's right.
We said, you know what? We're coming.
And they were shocked that we showed up.
Right.
It was like one of those videos where the Publishers Clearinghouse people show up with the check.
Except you had no check.
No. We were here to take their stuff.
We brought gifts, though.
We did. We're
good guests.
We don't freeload when we go.
Nice.
So we were talking the other week. Let's do it again. If anybody wants Rob and I to come to their wedding, send us a message. And lo and behold, we've got somebody. Joining us on the hotline, Tanner joins us. Tanner, my man, how are you?
I'm doing good, guys. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, Tanner. So your wedding is coming up on September 20th, you and your beautiful bride. And you had sent a group Facebook message to Rob and I saying, hey, if you want to come to our wedding, you're more than welcome to. Tanner, is that offer still on the table?
Absolutely, it is still on the table. We would be ecstatic to have you guys show up. You guys would be like top celebrities at this wedding, so trust me.
Because I want to know what we're walking into here. Like, this isn't going to be like that scene in Animal House where Tim Matheson walks in and all of the other guys beat the hell out of him, is it? This isn't going to be that, is it?
No, absolutely not. No, you guys are going to be like top celebrities there. Everybody would love to talk to you, and my family is very political, so you guys will have some great conversations there, I'm sure of it.
Do you have any rogue leftists in your family that we can thoroughly annoy? Can you point them out to us before we go in there,
absolutely.
Tanner?
I would love to do that for you. I'll be over there with you. We will go over there together and just shame these people, so it is okay.
The last ceremony we went to, the groom spent as much time with us as he did the bride, so make sure this time you stay focused on the bride, Tanner.
Oh, absolutely, I will. I'll make sure it's an even distribution of time. So well spent.
You guys should not be overshadowing the bride on her.
We're going to be in the
day.
wedding photos.
Yes,
maybe one or two.
Guys, my soon-to-be wife is way too pretty for me. So
yeah, I've seen the photos. That's how we chose which one we were going to, Tanner.
Hey, me and you are in the same boat, Rob. So we're in the same boat, pal.
Tanner, Rob and I are planning on coming, and the wedding, I believe, starts at 4 o'clock. Now, Rob and I will not be at the wedding. I feel like that should be for the family and the friends, and there's nothing that, we don't want to steal a seat from somebody with that. So what time does, the party and the reception start?
I would say you guys could get there between 6:30 and 7.
Okay.
Would be a good time for you guys to show up for the reception. I know it's a haul out there, so I appreciate you guys showing up. I know I was like, I don't expect you guys to come because it's a ways out there. But
it's up in Delphi, right?
Yes, sir, it is.
Tanner, who decided on the date? Because, there's a big IU-Illinois game that day and also Notre Dame-Purdue football game. Will you have TVs there?
There should be a TV. I'm not sure how many, but there should be at least one TV. I can't guarantee the IU game will be on, but there is a TV there.
We're mostly concerned about Purdue Notre Dame. So if we could just get that, I mean, we're already making demands and we haven't even.
Yeah, there are gambling ramifications here, Tanner.
I can accommodate you guys however you would like.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, is there colors? Like, should Rob and I coordinate here? Like, we plan to just wear, like, suits, like professional, like going to a wedding reception, maybe like a blazer and a nice shirt. Is there a color? Is there a theme?
No, you guys can wear whatever you want. Just some nice dress clothes. Nothing extravagant or crazy. Whatever nice dress clothes you have that's appropriate for a wedding works for us.
Friends don't let friends vote for
bad. And a white beater, I'm good.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna wear my friends don't let friends vote for bad Republicans T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'll wear the I Hate Rob Kendall T-shirt and cut the sleeves off.
Tanner,
I will make sure I have my I Love Rob Kendall T-shirt under my.
Get married in it. Make your wedding something memorable. Get married in the T-shirt.
Get ready, Bow.
Tanner, what are you going to be wearing? Are you going to be wearing a tuxedo, a suit, jeans? What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. I will be in a tuxedo. My color is navy blue. The groomsmen will be in gray with blue ties. And then, of course, Callie will be in her beautiful wedding dress that I have not yet to see, which I don't plan on doing until the day of. But
very good. The key, Tanner, and this is coming from a guy who's been married over 20 years, and I still remember my wedding day. Like, if you think your wife is getting close to crying, make sure you make eye contact and really bring it home. You really got to. It's going to give you the leverage on night number one when she cries and you're sitting there staring at her.
I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody, there's going to probably be something. I'm allergic to alcohol, so if you start seeing me tear up, that's the reason why. It's not because I'm sad. It's just, I'm allergic to alcohol, so.
Wait, whoa. Whoa. Okay, first of all, let me clarify. There will be alcohol at this wedding, correct?
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
for
perfect.
Sure.
You may have an allergic reaction, but there'll be, okay.
Yeah, it might be allergic reaction to the alcohol from, maybe some tears.
I get an reaction when I don't have any, actually.
So how have you gone through? So you've had to go your whole life without drinking? What do you do? Inject it directly into your veins? What do you do?
No, it was just a joke. I was just kidding.
Oh, bro, okay. We thought we were serious. You're like, what a poor guy.
I was just kidding.
We should, instead of the Salvation Army this year, we should do the telethon for this guy.
Okay, all right. Well, here's what's going to happen. Rob and I will show up. When we get there, is it assigned seats? Do we look for somebody? How's this play out?
Yes, there is assigned seats. I've already talked over with my fiance about this since I know you guys were for sure coming as of last night. So we will take care of that for you guys as far as seating and everything. Don't worry about that. I'm sure once you get there, I'll come find you. You guys will be noticed right when you walk
Tanner,
in.
you're going to be a busy dude. I don't think you understand. Like, you're going to be going table to table, and, like, it's like a red carpet meet and greet. So we don't want to take you away from that. We just want to show up and be part of your day here.
My job is just to make sure this day goes pretty smoothly. That's all I'm worried about. Because I know how weddings are. They're very stressful, and, getting everybody in and making sure everything goes smoothly, which you can't always plan, but,
But here's the thing, Tanner. Part of me really does want that for the rest of your marriage, which is hopefully the rest of your natural life, your wife will forever be like, you spent as much time with Rob and Hammer as you did me. I mean, that makes me a horrible person.
She's already told me you're your man crush. She's like, oh, your man crushes are coming. Hey, I already know. So
you're just giving her ammo to bring up for every fight till the end of time.
It's all fun and games till Tanner has to kick out a drunk Rob Kendall about 9 o'clock from his reception.
Tanner, are you guys going to be doing a first dance?
Yes.
What song are you going to dance to?
The song is called Biblical.
Okay, excellent. I'm not familiar with that. Do you know who performs it?
I can't remember the guys. It's a fairly new song. Callum Scott.
Oh, it's a country song.
3 Doors Down.
Well, man, Tanner, congratulations to you and your beautiful bride. And September 20th, count on it. Rob Kendall and I will be there. Yeah. We're going to bring a gift. We're going to mingle. We're going to get out on the dance floor and have a good time.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you guys. I appreciate you showing up, and I appreciate you letting me take valuable time out of your show to come on and talk about it. So it really means a lot.
All right, Hammer's going to join us again next hour, and we'll talk some more. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Schulke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in... If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Schulke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in neuropathy. What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage in the feet or hands.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance. Absolutely.
Pain or balance issues. Call Dr. Schulke today for a free nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their specialized treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 463-400-3338. Act now. Call 463-400-3338 for your free nerve damage screening. 463-400-3338.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SAVVY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SAVVY to 42424. That's SAVVY to 42424.
Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Robert Kirby says Mitsubishi mini splits are a great option for heating and cooling sunrooms, garages, basements, or that new home office.
The mini splits are great for places that we don't have a lot of room for duct work. We can hide them in the ceilings, integrate them into the walls, or even sometimes behind walls.
See what Kirby can do for you at KirbyHeating.com. Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning is your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is back at the racing capital of the world. This sports car racing event, September 19th through 21st, is different than anything you've seen at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sunday the 21st, it's the TireRack.com Battle on the Bricks. And now the race runs 6 hours. The paddock is open for fans all weekend long. Infield camping opportunities make this a can't-miss weekend. Kids 15 and under are free with a paid adult. Get your tickets at IMS.com.
Fall is in full swing at Sundown Gardens. Locally grown mums and pumpkins, plus fall annuals and decor. 186th Street, Spring Mill Road in Westfield. It's sundown.gardens.com.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window, we mean business.
In 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, what Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith is clarifying about a recent meeting he had with Haitian pastors, and how some Hoosiers are reacting to the video of a woman being stabbed to death by a longtime criminal on a Charlotte train. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
It was reckless. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's what former Vice President Kamala Harris writes in her new book due out soon about Democrats allowing President Biden to make the decision about his run for re-election that ended last summer when he dropped out and Harris replaced the president as the Democrats' 2024 nominee.
She writes, "This wasn't a choice that should have been left to an individual's ego and individual's ambition. It should have been more than a personal decision." Harris's book, 107 Days, about her abbreviated presidential campaign, comes out September 23rd. An excerpt is published in The Atlantic. She says she never questioned Biden's competence, writing, "At 81, Joe got tired. And I don't believe he was incapacity. If I believed that, I would have said so. As loyal as I am to President Biden, I am more loyal to my country.
Fox's Chris Foster. President Trump is touting no inflation in a Truth Social post reacting to this morning's report that wholesale prices declined 0.1% last month. The annual inflation rate dropped from July 2.6%. The Federal Reserve meets next week to consider an interest rate cut, and Fed Governor Lisa Cook will be there, despite the president firing her. A federal judge blocked that.
In a statement, her attorney says allowing the president to unlawfully remove Governor Cook on unsubstantiated and vague allegations would endanger the stability of our financial system and undermine the rule of law.
Now, Fox Business Network's Edward Lawrence also reads a statement from the White House
saying the President Trump lawfully removed Lisa Cook for cause due to credible allegations of mortgage fraud.
The judge ruled because those allegations predate Cook's time at the Fed, he can't fire her. President Trump's 30-day takeover of Washington police ends today. He claims D.C. is now crime-free, but National Guard troops will remain on patrol through November. NATO held a special meeting about the Ukraine war, hours after 19 Russian drones flew across the border into Poland. Some were shot down. NATO leader Mark Rutte says
allies expressed solidarity with Poland and denounced Russia's reckless behavior.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More details about the meeting and why the post was deleted. Skies are partly cloudy. It's 71 on Monument Circle, a high of 82 today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. This report is brought to you by Gutter Helmet. It's 11:02. The Lieutenant Governor of Indiana telling WIBC's Hammer and Nigel on Tuesday that his recent meeting with Haitian pastors was not about bringing 40,000 Haitian refugees seeking asylum to Indiana, but more about them being on the same page when it comes to helping the community.
That's what I was telling these pastors to do. And I was saying, hey, don't expect a handout. You're not getting a handout. We're not going to teach your kids, English in public schools. You should be teaching them English in your church. We're not going to feed your kids. You should be feeding them from your church. So I was speaking to them as a pastor.
As for why the post about the meeting was deleted, Republican Micah Beckwith says the post was taken out of context. He said the refugees were already let in by the previous administration. A video showing a woman stabbed and killed on a Charlotte train has been widely shared online. In Indianapolis, it's prompting conversations about how people respond when violence happens in public.
Me personally, I would do whatever I could to make sure that, that she or he, could get out of there, but you can only do so much.
A Ukrainian refugee woman was stabbed and killed last month on a Charlotte light rail train. Police say she was attacked without warning while sitting quietly. Video shows other passengers nearby, but none stepped in. The FBI says they are now investigating. A former Indiana councilman and pastor is in trouble with the law. A hunt for Stephen Sumner had been going on for 2 years. He served on the Madison County Council from 2018 to 2021 and was a pastor at Lighthouse Baptist Church in Anderson. He was facing several felony charges, including rape and child seduction, and had been a fugitive since 2023 after he did not appear for a court hearing. Investigators tracked Sumner's vehicle to Kentucky, where he was arrested Tuesday. The Indiana Fever, winners of 3 games in a row to close out the regular season. They beat the Minnesota Lynx last night 83-72. Kelsey Mitchell finished as the lead scorer with 18.
It was a big win for us because they set the bar high standard-wise. So I think going into the playoffs, it's big for us because we give ourselves a chance. And if they are the standard, we get to see where we are.
They now wait to see who they will play in the first round of the playoffs, which begin on Sunday. And on Tuesday, the Indiana Department of Natural Resources said a swamp chestnut oak tree in Jennings County has been recognized as the largest of the species in the country by that program. It has a height of 95 feet and a circumference of 318 inches. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? If the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 17% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 17% off, restrictions apply, and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET or gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
This hour is powered by Miss M's Home and Garden, Johnson County's fall nursery headquarters.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WYPC.
I woke up last night, Casey.
Yeah?
With a horrible itch.
What? An itch you can't scratch?
I woke up and I was getting the itch.
Itch for what?
We'll get to that in a second.
You got dry skin? What's going on?
But first, it's our, for those of you who have not been following the program today, it's Kendall Casey Show. I'm Rob. That's Casey. And it's our victory lap on being completely right about another dirtball in the Braun administration who has resigned. And we were right, and we were first. And we're talking about Jennifer Ruth Green, the former public safety secretary, a failed congressional candidate turned public safety secretary, because that's how government works. You fail up. Get rejected by voters. They're there. We'll take care of you. Here's a $275,000 plus benefits job.
Nice gig.
And she allegedly had so little respect for that and was allegedly so unthankful for the gift we, the taxpayers, gave her. Don't say Braun gave it to her. We gave it to her. Because last I checked, Braun wasn't whipping out his wallet and paying the $275,000.
He's not cutting the check for that?
That she allegedly, according to this expose in the Indiana Capitol Chronicle, behaved in a horrible manner and had a total disrespect for not only the job, but also the taxpayers.
So Jennifer Ruth Green, she recently resigned as Indiana's public safety secretary, and now she is the subject of a pending state ethics investigation.
Okay, now I'm going to read this from the Capitol Chronicle. First of all, according to Capitol Chronicle, there's a remediation agreement, which means Braun's people, because Josh Kelly is mentioned in here, that's the chief of staff. Ain't nothing happens with Josh Kelly that, Braun by and large doesn't know about. So there's no way any reasonable person would think Braun didn't know this was going on. She signed a remediation agreement in July. So that was, a month and a half ago, right? Basically, it was, here's what's going on. Here's what we know about. You better knock this off and get in line quick, or you're out of here.
Right. So a remediation agreement, it's like a performance improvement plan.
And this is important, according to the Capitol Chronicle, it was pending the results of the Office of Inspector General investigation, which was taking place.
Which began in February.
So for those of you who don't know, you may have recalled a few months ago, I filed or a month ago or whatever it's been now, I filed a complaint with the Office of Inspector General. And they're not a criminal, they don't have criminal investigative powers, but they have powers to investigate the behaviors taking place in the state government. So like they couldn't arrest her, or they couldn't arrest Diego if they found something inappropriate has taken place. But they have the ability, if they so choose, to take the investigation off a complaint and get to the bottom of what's going on, and then can make various recommendations, hand it off to people, etc. And according to the Indiana Capitol Chronicle, so that 6-page document, the remediation agreement, by the way, it looked like they learned about this all the way back in June. So that took about a month. It was July 21st the document was signed. Okay, I'll just read this from the Capitol Chronicle. Among the allegations against Green are claims that she used state vehicles and travel cards for personal and political purposes, and that she directed state employees to assist with those activities during work hours. Additional accusations center around inappropriate workplace conduct, ranging from, quote, conversations with employees about personal relationships, intimate subjects, or sexual activities, to, quote, uninvited touching of employees, and retaliation.
Yeah, and all of this happened during work hours. She was also promoting her book and her brand. She was holding political meetings and fundraisers in her state office, and she asked her staff to perform some personal errands, allegedly.
Okay. She has denied this. She said, quote, and according to Capitol Chronicle, I'm disappointed and disgusted by these baseless allegations, but it's not the first time in my time in public life I faced false politically motivated leaks designed to assassinate my character. I am pursuing legal options to address this and believe this leak shows the reality of the environment that led me to resign.
Okay, so she's turning it around on people in the State House, calling it a leak.
Well, and I guess she's turning it around on Braun, because it sounds like Braun was fully aware of it, bought into it, and put this remediation agreement into place. You notice it's always someone else's fault with these people. Diego, the fake WIBC, or this woman. It's these people that presumably worked with her, around her, under her, or with Micah. It's the media or journalists or whatever. It's never them. Now the problem is she signed off on some of this, right? Like that's part of the problem is she admitted to some of these things.
Did the remediation have some sort of confidentiality clause in it?
Well, I don't know, right? So but then the other problem with this, so it's the her side of it, right? It's the her side of it, her alleged actions, etc. But then the other problem is Braun put this remediation plan in place, which he knew there were clearly serious things alleged afloat here. But then when she skedoodles on out the door on a Friday afternoon,
right? It's thank you for your service, best wishes.
Yeah, none of this
Hugs
comes
and
out.
Kisses.
So why did Braun apparently then cover all of this up if he knew these things were going on and he felt strong enough about it that it appears to be somewhat alluded to in her statement, forced her to resign.
The way they're all trying to save face about this, like, Braun's message was, hey, she was instrumental in a transformative time in Indiana's history, and we wish her the best in future endeavors. And then she posted the picture in her military garb. I'm off to, do good for the country. And now she's saying that she's going to pursue legal options because of a leak.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the truth came out?
Well, she claims some of it wasn't the truth. And that's fine. Look, it's an allegation. It's a report. However, here's the problem with this. Is, whatever, don't know, with the Republicans, you never know. I mean, you can drive drunk, blow through a barricade, flee the scene, hide your car, get cute with the cops, and the Republicans will give you $50,000 for your reelection campaign. So do we know anybody like that? Anybody that happened to? Yeah. So who knows whether they'll dump her if this stuff is true. They tend to stand behind. I mean, they'll help Mike Bohachik cover up a .283 blood draw for several months. So, with these people, bad behavior doesn't mean anything. So who knows what'll ultimately happen here. However, in order for you to believe that there was a conspiracy to cover up, Braun almost picked her, if you believe the rumors, to be the lieutenant governor candidate. He then picks her for this high-profile position, and then from the moment, basically, she gets in there, is he part of? Because they presented her this remediation plan, which means the governor's office did its own investigation. They don't just get something and go, oh, okay, cool. That's not how that works. Now, Braun is so incompetent, maybe it is. But for the most part, any level of competency, they don't just take somebody's word. They do their own parallel stuff to figure out what's going on. They're looking into their own things to find out what's going on. So clearly they felt there was enough that this remediation agreement was in place. And so you'd have to believe Braun picks her, and then within a month, the golden girl who don't kid yourself. Part of this was they were elevating her because they wanted her to run for that congressional seat again.
The IG's office started, the investigation in February? And then it took till June for someone in Braun's office to put that remediation agreement together?
That's what it looks like according to this article.
Yeah.
So you'd have to believe then that Braun picks her, puts her in this high-profile position, that immediately starts trying to sabotage her? Is that what she is alleging has happened? That the allegations are so unfounded and Braun just went along with it even though he just picked her? And by the way, this makes Braun look horrible. Makes Braun look like a total liar, which he is. We've already talked about that many times. But it makes him look horrible, and it's horrible press for him. It looks like he tried to do everything to cover it up and save her.
That's what I'm saying. This is about saving face.
And her whole deal is, I was framed.
Yeah. Well, I think she's mad that it got out.
But it is really an insight. So when you look at Rokita, everyone's out to get me. Oh, everybody, this is the liberal media. Oh, this is the liberal court system. Diego, the fake WIBC. Micah, it's LaBianco. I don't even know who the guy is. Of course, LaBianco was in the car with him, and they went around, invited LaBianco to go pal around with him for a day. But gotcha journalism. This woman. It's it's always somebody else.
Yeah, she denied the allegations, called them politically driven.
It's never them. And again, I want to remind everybody, this is the sort of person that the Republicans are telling you we have to further rig the election system in our favor because they want to elevate someone like this to Congress. How does your life get any better if she's in the Congress?
Yeah. These are the political implications, right? Because she may consider a second congressional run, especially with these mid-cycle redistricting conversations.
All right, we got to take a break.
I want to hear about the itch.
Well, I woke up and I had a bad itch last night, Casey, and I ran it by you, and you said we should talk about it.
Should we get a dermatologist?
The itch went away, but
okay.
it pops up every so often.
All right, we'll talk about it coming up from 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the morning news. Weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
Hey, do you have more than $200,000 saved for retirement? You could put that money in the stock market, but you have no idea what will happen with it. Or you could make a smarter move and get a 20% upfront bonus and a competitive return that's averaged more than 10% annually over the last 10 years. Here's the math. If you invest $200,000, you get an upfront $40,000 bonus. That's $240,000, right?
That $240,000 could earn 10% or $24,000 in that first year. So by year's end, your original $200,000 could grow to $264,000. Get all the information by calling Bill Demery, your retirement guy, 317-648-5120, or visit yourretirementguy.com. That's Bill Demery, your retirement guy, 317-648-5120, or visit yourretirementguy.com.
I'm Dwight Freeney, and my friend Eli is alive today thanks to someone who said yes to organ donation. When Eli was just 12 years old, he received a liver transplant that saved his life because someone just like you said yes to being an organ donor. His story and many others like his are why I have teamed up with Indiana Donor Network and Donate Life Indiana to help end the wait for life-saving organs. You can help. Say yes to being an organ donor next time you are at the BMV.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at B-Window, we mean business.
Somebody's got to stop these people, Casey.
Which people?
The
politicians?
Yeah, people who run the state.
Okay.
I mean, and this is a constant struggle of my life, is figuring out who it's going to be and how they're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not that it's so bad. It is bad. But it's so brazen. And it's just, look, I mean, we're just like across the board.
Mm-hmm.
We've laid it out. Braun, Rokita, Micah, Diego, this woman, Jennifer Ruth Green. Like, it's just, I'm sure there's tons of stuff. We have no idea what's going on. Like, I'm sure we just scratched the surface on this behavior. And it's not that it is bad, but it's brazen because they never believe they'll be held to account for it.
Mm-hmm. And the entire time they're supposed to be working for us.
Absolutely. And
making our lives better.
Like, I was walking with my daughter last night, And when this story came out, and obviously it was a huge deal when it came out. I'm, reading through because I think it hit in the afternoon, and getting everything processed, and like, she's gonna have to live in this world. We're on a walk. I got the little red wagon. We're having a good time, and like the sun's setting, and I'm looking into the sun, and I'm thinking, what sort of world is she gonna live in?
With robots?
I mean, you're right, but these are the people. Like, it's just getting worse. The representation keeps getting worse, and the behavior more brazen. And who can actually stop these people? Who can actually? Because we keep doing this, what we do here every day. And when we go out, people seem to be, it's great. We love what you guys do. But nobody ever. Very few people, it seems, raise their hand and go, I'll do it. I'll be the one. And so how does this change if nobody's going to step up and say, me?
Are you volunteering?
No, I'm no. That's every so often, it's rare, but every so often, I get an itch that it should be me. And I got that yesterday. I got so mad about this. I got so mad about this Jennifer Ruth Green stuff because she is a buffoon. She was wholly unqualified. She was only there because they wanted to elevate her in her political future. And allegedly, she so abused that. She was given this gift from heaven with a salary that is what? I don't know what the average salary is in Indiana, but that was probably 5 or 6 times the salary of the average person in Indiana. And she couldn't even allegedly just stand in line and behave like a decent human being.
Couldn't keep it professional.
And you see it with Grifters R Us, Diego Morales. You've seen, nobody believes he paid that money back for India. Nobody believes he's protecting some local merchant, some well-meaning local merchant, and he's worried about them getting protested. Everybody, no, that doesn't matter. Todd Rokita, who just behaves also like a complete idiot on a regular basis. We know Micah is telling one lie after another. We know Braun's a habitual liar. Who's fighting for us? Who goes in there every day and says, I'll do it for you. It's bigger than me. I don't matter. I will do it for you. And it doesn't seem like anybody's doing this.
Yeah, well, that's why people get so upset and feel like there's no answers. And so many people are saying, I'm done paying my taxes. I don't want to do this anymore. What are we doing? So you could do Kendall for governor, 2028. Hammer for mayor. Bringing the hammer to Indy, 2028. Casey for Congress.
Stevens.
Never mind, I don't want that.
Stevens said, Indy Reporter says the average salary for a full-time worker in Indiana is approximately $71,700. So basically, she was making 4 times what the average worker in the state of Indiana was making, and that's how she allegedly behaved and showed her gratuity to the taxpayers for that. So the question is, can one person actually even make a difference anymore?
Well, what happens more often than not is you think that one person will make a difference, and then they get in there and they fall for the same trappings.
And then they don't. And you're right. And it's like, one person can't do it alone. In fact, like, even if you were to get the most perfect person ever in there as governor, look at what they would be up against in terms of the General Assembly. No, you could fight it, and you should. You could make their lives hell, and you should. But ultimately, because of the way of our system of governance, the General Assembly is going to do what General Assembly is going to do. They're going to continue to help the donors and the lobbyists. And so, I don't know. Like, I really struggle with that. Like, my kid's going to grow up in a world that's getting progressively worse, in a state that's getting progressively more corrupt, in a state that clearly she will not be looked out for. The people who write the checks will be looked out for. And in a state and in a country in which the middle class and hardworking people, which I hope she is one of those people, who finds a career and a calling in life that brings her joy and happiness and fulfillment. But I guess unless that's something that involves you being able to write checks to politicians, you will be forgotten and you will be stomped on to lift up the politicians and the donors and lobbyists who write those checks.
Yeah, it's also a world that's becoming more and more dangerous and complicated to live in.
So then you texted John Rust and asked him if he'd give me $3 million?
Well, I thought it was
your
interesting.
response. I told you this heartfelt thing, and then you're like, hey, can I have Rust's number?
What's John Rust's phone number? He's been awfully quiet lately.
So people may not remember, John Rust was an egg farmer who tried to run for Senate, U.S. Senate, got kicked off the ballot because he hadn't voted in 2 Republican primaries. And this is all joke aside, we laugh about this. All the money stays with protecting the money. You can't compete financially unless you find some uber-rich, eccentric person with a giant grudge against the system. And we figured Rust is uber-rich, he is eccentric, and he has a grudge against the system. Is that why you were reaching out to him?
Yes.
Did you ask him, will you stroke Rob a check for $3 million?
You need the $3 million seed, $300 million seed money.
This is the deal. This is what I've said. If someone comes to me, because I believe you would need $10 million running as a third party to actually have a chance. I would need. Now, somebody else would need a lot more, but I would need $10 million. And I believe if someone would give me 3, I could raise the rest. So we need an eccentric, rich person with a massive grudge against society. And if it ain't Rust, maybe it's somebody else. But if somebody wrote me a check for $3 million, I think I would have to get in and do the thing.
I'm not sure if you gave me the right phone number, though.
Oh, did you ask for $3 million?
I didn't ask him for $3 million.
Whoever you texted?
Yeah.
Did they say, who's this?
No, they didn't reply at all.
Maybe they don't like you.
Said you've been quiet lately. What's new with you?
I hope that's not him. That is the number that I had.
Right? Well, nobody's responded, so.
Well, that's good. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's busy coming up with the $3 million.
$3 million? He's like, I'm busy. I'm writing a check right now. I'll get back to you.
All right. So
that's the itch that you had.
Yeah, but then I unitched because, like, if I left here, then what would happen? You know. Then you would be happy. And I can't have you being happy. If I left, you would be so happy.
Hammer's going to join us. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What are you going to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strict.
Fall in Indy. And since 2001, Rhino Shield has been covering Indiana homes and businesses. Just ask Mike.
I was watching TV one night and saw the Rhino Shield ad, and I thought, well, if they can do a house, they can probably do a building.
And Rhino Shield's not paint, it's better.
So they came out and they gave me a price, showed me how the Rhino works, how it lasts, and how the guarantee works.
All right, Indy, get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
They started on the building. They waited for us to leave, and they worked Saturday and Sunday so they wouldn't affect our business at all. This was the great part of it. I came back Sunday night, and you couldn't even tell they were here. There was no paint on the ground. They did a fantastic job.
Here's owner Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Hey, don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's clarifying his remarks. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith says a now-deleted post about assisting 40,000 Haitian refugees in the state was poorly worded.
That post was just totally misconstrued and taken out of context, and people started saying, "Oh, you're a radical leftist. You want open borders." I'm like, Go back and look at my record. I've been very clear, and I've stood strong, and nothing's changed.
Beckwith, a guest on WIBC's Hammer and Nigel Tuesday. He recently met with Haitian pastors about helping the community. A car crash sending 6 people to the hospital last night, 4 of them in critical condition. It happened on the city's southeast side. A child was one of the 6 in the car. McCordsville police are investigating alleged threats made by a student at Geist Montessori Academy Tuesday, and the Indiana Fever are awaiting who they will play in the first round of the WNBA playoffs beginning on Sunday. They beat the Lynx 83-72 last night to end the regular season. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Dear driver, thank you. Thank you for slowing down when you saw the orange cones and road construction signs. My husband is one of those road workers. And today, you saved his life. If you hadn't slowed down, you would have missed that lane change, driven right into the work zone, and you would have killed him. Because you were driving differently. He'll be at our son's Little League game this weekend. He'll be there to walk our daughter down the aisle. He'll be out there tomorrow, making Indiana's roads safer. Thank you.
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Brian Short, business manager for the Indiana Labor's District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save lives. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
It's JMV and fall is in full swing at Miss M's Home and Garden. Locally grown mums and pumpkins plus fall annuals and decor. State Road 135 in Bargersville. MissMsHomeandGarden.com.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
It was the interview that shocked the nation. Is that it?
I think you're overselling that just a little bit.
How about that for a tease? Who'd they interview? The president? No, the disgraced lieutenant governor. It's, Hammer and Nigel are here. Hammer, hello. Nigel, hello. Hello. We're doing this because your normal segment with us, Hammer, we called Tanner, who we're going to his wedding.
Mm-hmm. I'm more excited about talking about that than the interview yesterday. But, we're excited to go to that kid's wedding on the 20th.
Okay, so I listened to the interview in its entirety. I listened in real time. I thought you both did a phenomenal job, and good job not taking the bait when the lieutenant governor tried to do the "I'm so smart, I know the Constitution better than you, peasant."
So the thing is, we've got, in theory, 10 minutes to get an interview in, right? Because the way our clock is in the afternoon, we've got traffic reports, we've got sponsored stuff, we've got to get to it. So we can run a little long, but I don't have 5 minutes to read the Constitution to people on the air.
Well, that's what he wanted, because he didn't want to get to the next thing, which is the thing that everybody cares about, which is this grand jury stuff.
Right. So I started looking for things to justify what I was speaking about, and he wanted me to read it, and it's like, you know what? This isn't what the conversation's about. So I just screenshot it, put it on Twitter, and then we carried on the conversation. And I want to make it clear, I'm not a Micah hater at all. I want the dude to do well.
Yeah, I want him to succeed in all his endeavors. So to speak.
Man, it's still early on. If this were a NFL game, it'd be the first quarter here. There's still time to turn it around. Ask the Minnesota Vikings, Rob. Sorry, too soon?
Wow.
Hey, I lost that bet, too.
Did I not tell you the whole game? I was like, they're going down.
Wow.
Every time, Hammer, I can't believe this is happening. I've been telling you for the past 30 minutes it was going down.
No, I want Micah to do well, but like you, I know people have spoken about a grand jury. And I asked it last time. He didn't know. All right, fine. So we asked it again. Felt like he was dancing around. Then we kind of got into this separation of church and state deal. And I've done enough interviews to know when somebody's trying to run the clock out,
Sure.
I thought. You know, like Peyton Manning is the best at this. You could ask Peyton Manning, hey, what time is on your watch? And he'll give you a 15-minute answer, because the longer he talks,
Yeah.
the less questions you can ask him.
Hersey, same way.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to keep the conversation going. And again, I don't at any point feel like it was nasty per se, but
wasn't.
He answered the questions. I asked the questions, and you guys can judge for yourselves.
And this is, we got into this earlier. All you were trying to say is, and he tried to turn it into some word salad, tit for tat, letter of the law, whatever. All you were trying to say is, dude, you posted this from your lieutenant governor account about the Haitian pastors. If you want to speak as a pastor, you've got a personal account you can do that on. People are concerned that you're speaking as a pastor on your government account. You weren't being anti-religion. You weren't being anti-church. I go to church there.
I'm very pro-Jesus. Let the record clearly state.
But he tried to turn into something about, oh, I'm so much smarter than you. Look at what I know. And it's like, this is why people are done with you, dude. You're not the smartest person in every room. This is why you got in trouble for the 3/5 video. You're not as smart as you think you are. And when you're on a friendly show, who you guys have remained friendly with him despite all the stuff, and he gives the let me tell you how smart I am routine, you guys handled it way better than I would have.
I think we pushed back. I think we did a good job of pushing back on it
agree.
based on the feedback. I think people respected that. And again, you know, our conversations are designed to get the information out there, get him on the record. Nige and I know, and we've been in this game a long time, we're not going to change anybody's mind. There are a lot of radio hosts that try to change people's minds. That's not the business.
I just
want to
do an interesting show. I want to keep people in their cars. Like when you guys talk about us, when you were talking about us earlier this morning, that kept me in the car because you were talking about us.
Hearing my name.
I was hearing my name, hearing the Hammer and Nigel show on the Kendall Casey show down in the parking garage. I call it, the driveway moment. We want to create, good, interesting radio that you don't want to get out of your. If you pull up into your house, you stay in your car to listen to.
We inform and we entertain, right? It's not our job to change minds. Now, we have our opinions. I'm very pro death penalty. Not everybody is that way, and that's fine. So I share my opinion, but I'm not going to try to talk somebody out of it.
I thought the most interesting part of that interview was that he came out and said, I support Ryan Mears investigating my office, because that's been a talking point from his people, which is, oh, this is a Ryan Mears gotcha thing. It's political. Mears is doing this to elevate himself. He's going to run for mayor or governor. It's a witch hunt. Well, they can't say that anymore because he said on your show he supports the investigation.
And I wanted to be clear that it wasn't just this alleged video, right? Because he kept taking it back to that. I don't know if the video exists. Hell, I personally don't know if it exists. You have a different opinion. I've never seen it, so I can't say that. But we're also hearing it's other stuff that's being investigated. So when I say, is there a grand jury investigation into your office, it's not just about this alleged video. It's other stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like his answer changed just a little bit the last time, from the first time to the last time, last yesterday. As Rob said, I think you used the word hedge.
Yes.
Hedged. The first time we had him on a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, no investigation, nothing.
Nobody
nothing.
told me.
No, I don't know anything about it. It seemed like he was hedging a little bit, which is fine.
We got to push him on it a little bit, though.
Yeah.
Like, he tried to pull that at the beginning, and we were like, now, wait a minute. And I used the analogy, if this is the office of Jason Hammer, and somebody in my office is speaking to investigators, I probably should know about that. And that's when he opened up just a little bit and hedged, as you say.
Yeah, and this is what I can't understand about all this. Nobody's saying anybody did anything. What we're saying is this investigation is ongoing.
It exists.
Not saying there's going to be an indictment, not saying there's going to be a conviction, and he's so stubborn on even acknowledging what everybody knows is going on, which is there is this investigation, and most people who have done any amount of research on it know that it's more than just the AI porn video. And like the fact that he's so adamant about acknowledging its existence is, well, What else are you hiding?
So when you're a politician, not just Micah, but politicians in general, when you lie early on, right, you've got to work really hard to keep that lie alive.
Yeah.
And more time goes on, more information comes out. It's harder and harder to do that.
What are you guys doing today on your award-winning program?
Never know what you're doing.
What are you
What you're doing back there?
Mom, meatloaf! Tony Kennett's going to call into our program, and we're going to have some fun today, man.
We always do.
It's such a fun job we have, man.
What time do you drink your first beer each day?
Each day I went. I'm not at liberty to say. I plead the fifth on that.
What time do you drink your first mixed drink, Hammer?
There is no investigation into my office. No one's told me about an investigation into my office.
Oh, that's...
See how silly that sounds when other people do it? See how silly that sounds when you say it out loud?
All right, we got to take a break. You guys, everybody listen to Hammer and Knives today at 3 to 6.
Guys.
Yeah, 3 to 7. Okay, when we come back, Abdul's going to join us. We'll do some more deep dive on this Jennifer Ruth Green stuff, find out what he's hearing about. We'll get into that and more.
It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. Tony Kennett will join us, and a lot of laughs. 93 WIBC.
My name's Craig Landers. I'm a union laborer for Local 120, and I'm a member of the Veterans Steering Committee and been retired for 7 years.
For members of the Laborers International Union of North America, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community.
I like to help veterans and family downtown. Part of the building burnt down that housed the veterans that lived there. So we donated money to help out. They lost everything they had. I mean, they didn't have much, but they lost what they did have.
When the Indy community needs help, LIUNA steps up.
People bring in clothes and shoes and food. We had a couple of car shows and donated the proceeds to the Veteran Suicide Prevention.
This is Chris Bricky, Business Manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Pretty good to help them guys out. That's a good feeling to help people out.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
The kids are heading back to school, and let's be honest, you're finally getting the house to yourself again, which makes now the perfect time to take care of that roof, siding, or gutters you've been putting off. And Moss Roofing is here to help. Moss Roofing has been helping Central Indiana homeowners for 34 years. They're family-owned, locally rooted, and known for doing things right every single time. Free inspections, honest advice, and top-quality work on roofing, siding, gutters, and windows. They treat your home like it's their own, and they clean up like they were never there. That's why they've got great reviews and a loyal following of happy homeowners. So don't put it off any longer. Let Moss Roofing check your roof, your siding, and your gutters to make sure they're ready for the winter ahead. For your free inspection, call 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665 or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com.
Make this Christmas unforgettable with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presenting The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO and more. A fusion of rock and classical with a heartwarming Christmas tale. December 4th, Cambridge Fieldhouse. Reserve seats on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Don't miss this season's most exciting concert experience. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert.
More tariffs later, tornadoes possible.
WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
So the rumor, gossip, and blatant political innuendo is abundant these days in Indiana politics. Let's get to the bottom, or at least try to, of some of it. It's Kendall Casey Show, and Rob Casey's here. Look who it is. Author, broadcaster, provocateur, Abdulakim Shabazz. Hello.
You know, I was homesick for a couple of days, just trying to recover, relax, get better. And every time I turned on you or read Capital Chronicle, like, what the hell are these people doing?
Well, obviously.
Is this what they do when I take a couple days off?
We broke the story, and then Capital Chronicle had the big expose on it yesterday about Jennifer Ruth Green, the former public safety secretary in the state of Indiana. They tried to paint it as some, just convenient departure on a Friday afternoon, and we said, nobody leaves a $275,000 cushy government job for no reason. And it turns out, as we've talked about numerous times throughout the course of the program today, the reason is she's allegedly a dumpster fire, and so is her office.
Oh, my gosh. For everything I've read so far, and I got to spend the rest of this week getting caught up on everything. When I saw the inappropriate behavior, the mix-in campaign, political personal time with government time, and possible a toxic work environment, and maybe like sexual harassment allegations, not necessarily with Ms. Ruth Green, but in the agency, I was like, what the hell are these people doing? Like, I don't understand this. This makes no sense. Like, I got to get better. I got to go into work tomorrow.
I'll just read as we did earlier in the program, but we want to make sure that Capital Chronicle, who filled in a lot of the blanks, we laughed about this earlier, and we laughed about this on State House Happenings. I said, look, I've had what I felt was a rock-solid source that told me what was going on. We said it on the air. But then I was told other people had it as well, and I said, well, let them do the work and fill in all the details. And we were proven exactly correct, right? But we want to make sure Capital Chronicle gets the credit. Among the allegations against Green are claims she used state vehicles and travel cards for personal and political purposes, and that she directed state employees to assist with those activities during work hours. Additional accusations center around inappropriate workplace conduct, ranging from, quote, conversations with employees about personal relationships, intimate objects, or sexual activities, and to, quote, uninvited touching of employees in retaliation.
Intimate objects.
She allegedly ran the gauntlet with possible offenses in this office in a very short period of time, by the way.
In 4 months. Congratulations.
How? It's rare I'm at a loss for words, but how do you allegedly commit this many potential infractions in such a short period of time? It's almost as though this person might have been trying if these allegations are true.
Well, I look at it like this. At the end of the day, most people will do what they can get away with. And apparently, Ms. Ruth Green apparently thought she could get away with this alleged inappropriate behavior, and the governor would protect her. Apparently, that was not the case. The facts were inconsistent with what her beliefs were. And if you're the Department of Public Safety, it goes to trust, it goes to credibility, because people need to trust you as a major law enforcement official, you got to have the trust of not only your staff, but also law enforcement across the state of Indiana. And with all the issues that are out there right now that law enforcement has to deal with, one of which is a lack of funding because of Tax Caps and Senate Bill 1 and the whole 9 yards. If the state director of public safety has all these issues and problems, like, what the hell? I'm moving to Michigan.
Okay, so this is the thing that I am floored by. Everything in our state government seems to be a dumpster fire as it relates to these high-profile figures, right? Or a lot of things, anyway. And I'm not talking about the rank-and-file workers, but I'm saying you think about, okay, Braun's got a mountain of issues, right? Then you've got Micah and a mountain of issues as Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith. You got Diego, the Morales, the Secretary of State, mountain of issues. Rokita, maybe about to lose his law license, mountain of issues. Todd Rokita, the Attorney General. And now this one's like drama, 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 drama. Why can't these people just show up to work and do their jobs?
Well, how do I say this? Because I would argue, my friend, that part of the reason why they do this is because they think they can get away with it. You don't.
Is that like it's like a Scooby-Doo episode and I would have gotten away with it? What were you meddling kids?
Exactly. And the mystery machine and the whole 9 yards. I mean, I honestly do think that at the end of the day, it is we've reaped what we've sown, and we kind of saw this coming during the primary last year, then the election, then Micah Beckwith at the state convention, and the whole 9 yards. And you got Braun, who is an executive with a lot of business experience, but running a government and running business are two totally different things.
That's right.
I believe the government can be run with good business practices, like balanced budget, spending what you take in, blah 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 blah. Don't incur a bunch of unnecessary debt. Those are good business practices. However, all this, I don't know what. Let me put it this way: in some alternate universe, there's a bizarre world where all this makes absolute perfect sense.
Well, and you've touched on this on your cheat sheet a little bit, and it's becoming more and more rumored in the State House that a lot of people are very sour on Josh Kelly, Mike Braun's chief of staff. And a lot of people are starting to put a bunch of this stuff on him, saying he is not qualified for this position. He don't know what he's doing. He's just a nightmare to deal with. And at the end of the day, administrations kind of run. Obviously, the figurehead is the guy in charge is important, but the behind the scenes, the worker bees, and it don't sound like in the Braun administration they got a lot of people to know what's going on.
They have a lot of experience, but not in government. So let's put it
that way. Okay, Abdul is our guest. Couple minutes left with him. Jennifer Ruth Green, is she done? You said on State House Happenings you don't think this will affect at all whether she runs for Congress, even as bad as this report allegedly could be.
Unless there's a live boy or a dead girl in there somewhere, my money is she'll probably run in the 1st congressional district, in the new congressional district. Well, first of all, let me take a step back here. First of all, I don't believe these maps are going to go into effect.
You don't think they're actually going to redistrict?
They can redistrict. Redistricting is one thing.
Oh, you're saying legally?
Yeah, I don't think the map's going to go into effect.
Very good.
Because for a number of different reasons, which I've read about extensively. So, assuming the 1st district stays as it is, if you're Frank Mervan, you're like, hey, I want her.
Yeah, no, she would be perfect.
Yeah, because she's absolutely perfect. And also, too, you got to keep in mind too, in those African American communities, like like Gary and East Chicago, the whole 9 yards. Like, hey, she's a Trump person. She's a Trump supporter. Blah 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 blah. Hi, have we met? I mean, I don't know why my Republican friends would buy lawsuits and buy headaches, but apparently somebody's got a lot of money running around to buy all this stuff.
But if you're some rich eccentric person and you decide you want to run in that primary, the ads against her write themselves, don't they?
I would argue the ads are probably already written.
Well, right. And as the official black voice of the Kendall and Casey show, can you clarify for some people out there who are trying to make this is not whether her dismissal period or like my opinions on her, this is not a racist or a race thing. It's she appears to be clearly incompetent and had no business being in this position.
When my father was alive, he'd always tell my little brothers, before you call the teacher racist, make sure you got all your ducks in a row. Make sure you like that the teacher's racist. Well, she's racist. Apparently, she likes the color red, son. So no, if you make sure you got all your ducks in a row before you call somebody racist, because to me that's one of the worst accusations you can make against somebody. So have all your ducks in a row. Then if there's something to be seen, then we can take a look at it. But to say that people are picking on her because she's black, that's ridiculous.
All right, find him over at indiepolitics.org. Abdul-Hakim Shabazz, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that'll do it for us today. Thank you to Kevin and Casey, and most importantly, thank you to you. Without you, there is no us. Stick around. Tony Katz coming up next. Kendall and Casey Show, 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. I know finding a dream engagement ring can be overwhelming, but don't worry, we got you. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond at Shane Company is truly the best of the best. Our team travels the world to see diamonds up close, in person. We handpick each one for its unique fire, brilliance, and scintillation. Diamond buying is an art. Of course, we look at cut, color, clarity, and carat, known as the 4 C's, but that's not all. We also look at how each diamond looks on a hand, where it will be worn, how it makes you feel, and if it's worthy of a Shane Company customer. That type of expertise only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. We also think about your budget. We only pick the best in each grade in all shapes and sizes. Your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or